Oh my god! Oh my god!
Guys, thank you so much for the everything. All the bits, all the subs, all the resubs, all the gifted subs. We have another golden kappa train. How many has it been? Like what's going on, dude? Because I feel like I've gotten one like every stream right at the beginning. At least 6, 7. I think it's like 4 of them. Like within the last week, someone said 4 out of 5 streams. Yeah, that's actually insane. I thought they were supposed to be rare. Like, I'm thankful we have it, because then you get, like, your fun little thing. But I thought they were supposed to be rare. I don't know. I think they should make a super golden kappa train. And it's rainbow, and one person gets it per day. Like, every 24 hours. Within every 24-hour period, it happens to a 1. I think that's how they should do it. I don't know. I do like you guys getting a little golden kappa, though, because it's like, I like having it personally. And using it for the day. Turn himself up in the numbers after the... We gotta stop saying the word interview. Don't use the word interview. Don't use the word interview, dude. It was a podcast, because every time someone uses the word interview, I can't tell if they're just a person misunderstanding or if they're one of those people, one of those, like, 300 people that just, you know, won't let anything rest because they are just hellbent, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's like a pocket of them and they're just weird. Twitch staff told me only one streamer gets a golden kappa a day. I told him that I know someone's gotten 5+ and he scoffed at me. We've gotten 2 within the same stream. We have. This has happened in the past. So, you know. My bad podcast. Yeah. He says it's working as intended. That's fair. That's fair. I'm fine with it if they want it to be a little more often. It's just like a medium rarity thing. But it was just like the messaging isn't clear, which is always the case, right? Always the case. Anyway, I can't stop coughing today. Because I breathed in some black pepper and it's just been afflicting me for like an hour. Let me thank for gifted subs. I'm gonna scroll. Hold on. Viking, thank you for 5 gifted. Wasted Lemmy and Goddess, thank you for the resubs. Algron and Anansi, thank you for the resub. RoboKat, thank you for the bits. Batten for 10 subs, thank you. Guest staff, thank you for the resub. Dargiel, thank you for the 5. Super Ultra Mega Deathagon, thank you for the 10,000 bits. Huge, absolutely insane. Ace, thank you for gifting a sub. Dargiel, thank you for the tier 2 for 49 months. A rare tier 2. TL, thank you for the 24 months. Cave, thank you for 5 gifted. North, thank you for the resub. Festival as well. Tier 3, 45. Biffle, thank you for 5 gifted. Taka, thank you for 5 gifted. Derpington, thank you for 10. Josh Dola, thank you for 5. Soccer, thank you for 5. Lynn and Thick Bread, thank you for the resubs. They're Farah, thank you for the Prime. Legius, tier 3 for 44 months. Huge. Silent Able, thank you for the Prime. Omega and MD, thank you for the resubs as well. That is as far back as I can see. So if there are any more, thank you. But I can't see them. Thank you. Appreciate it. As always. I also wanted to re-mention, we're gonna do a final push of the Boris U2's plushie for a little bit. And then there is a day where the pre-orders stop. So I wanted to just make sure I mention that a lot this week. And I believe next week, I want to say the 28th, but I can't remember which exact day. I gotta go check it up. But there is a day where the pre-order period stops. So if you wanted the Boris plushie, you should get it soon because, you know, it's got like at least a week left, but maybe not too much more. Okay. Woo, thank you. We hit, what, level 9? Jesus. Thank you for the bits, guys. Why are they not playing the special bit alerts? Oh, no, I'm reopening stuff. Snowman, thank you for the 10 gifted, and Toaster Ghost, thank you for the resub. Choo-choo. Let me reopen this thingy. YouTube doesn't do reprints? Not really, no. I mean, I could maybe ask them, but for now, I'm only planning on doing this. So if you ever wanted a Boris plushie, this is the time, and I'm not sure that I would do them again. And if I did, maybe not for a very long time, but probably not. We tend to not reprint, so if you want this one, that's it. I would assume. I have one. I've actually had one for a while. I've gone with a lot of different plushie manufacturers and done like little tester items with them and stuff. And when it comes to plushies, I think U2's is just my favorite. I do have a separate one that did the faction plushies as well that I like. And I have not liked any other manufacturers that much. But U2's has been really great. I like the feel of everything. And you know, this is like a tester Boris, so I've beaten the fuck out of this thing. I've like thrown it around. I've tried to like leave it under something and see if it bounces back. You know, like all that kind of stuff. And it's withstood my horrific testing, which sounds like insane, but you know, I'm like testing the product. So yeah, Cat's playing with it, etc., etc. So should be good. Do cats ever lay with your plushies? This may upset you. I'm not a filthy animal who leaves plushies fucking everywhere to collect dust and never get cleaned and then put them back in the same spot. People that cover their plushies in bed, or their bed and plushies, right? They have it absolutely covered and they're like, oh, I'll throw them on the floor that I don't clean enough, and then I'll replace my sheets, and then I'll put all of the plushies back on my bed. And I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. I know you don't clean those plushies, dude. You might be the rare person who does, but, you know, most people don't, all right? So, no, I don't leave them on the floor to collect cat hair and stuff. I have little shelves that they're on. I have many that are in a thing that has, like, a glass door, even. Ooh, a nice shelf. And they tend to not be in a spot where my cats could just go up to them and lay on them, because then they'll get covered in hair and dust. You know? And I don't like keep them you know, encased in amber and perfectly pristine and stuff. I'll like move them around. But yeah, I don't like have a fuck ton, and I don't put them everywhere because I feel like they so easily get so dirty, you know? Yeah, hammock is a good one. A hammock is a good one because you can display them. It's easy to grab them out of there. You can just kind of throw them in, but they're off the floor, you know? I think if you keep them just up on a surface, it's fine. I hate when people, like, just have a floor pile. Please don't do the floor pile, man. Please don't do the floor pile. And pick them up occasionally and bring them outside and, like, smack them. You know, hang them out a window and smack them to get dust off and wipe them down and stuff. You know, there's stuff you can do to get them to not be gross. Know what I mean? VTuber shelf will be just about full once Boris shows up. Yeah. Yeah, I have a I guess shelf is the right word, bookcase sort of thing to my right, that has like glass doors on it, and that's where I have stuff displayed. And yeah, I have a lineup of a few plushies. I have a lot of people's standees. I was never really much of a collector of this kind of stuff, but once I started VTubing and like a lot of my friends were releasing merch, I started getting some. And I got the whole shelf. But what I do is I like I feel like it's more aesthetically pleasing when I don't have too much crammed in one area. So I have a box at the back or like on a lower shelf behind some stuff that has like a bunch of flat packed standees, like they're not set up. And I have a few that are out here. And then whenever I go into the shelf to clean it, I take the ones that are currently displayed and I pack them flat. And I take ones that were packed away and I put them out. So I rotate what's here. I do the same thing with my posters because I feel like it just changes the area, right? So I'll rotate the posters and then I'll look at what color they are. And if it's like reddish, I'll find some with like a red design and I'll put that out for a bit, right? And then the next time I clean, I'll just do the same thing. And that's honestly, I really like it because I feel like it's almost like seasonal decorations. How like with the seasons, your environment changes a little and it's just nice because it feels like time is moving, right? I do it like that. Yeah, it sort of like refreshes the room. Exactly. So I do that. Can't really with the plushies though. Like I just kind of leave them on the shelf where they are and I just move them around a little bit. So like if this person's plushie or this person's standee is the one that's being displayed right now, then I'll move their plushie closer to them, you know, like that kind of thing. And just kind of rotate the position they're in a little bit. But yeah, that's why I like a lot of VTuber merch is like pins and standees. It's things that you can rotate in and out easily. So you can keep shuffling it around and like making the area feel just a little new with the same stuff, you know? Which I like doing. I don't like everything stagnating too much, me personally. I don't like when things stay the same for forever. Especially visually. I start to feel like all the time blends together. Freaks me out. How many plushies do you have? Any from friends? I have some VTuber plushies. Honestly, I've got like 5. I got like 5 max. One of them being my own Boris. And then I mostly have smaller things like standees and stuff from people. Posters, especially. I love posters. I love posters. I have some plushies like from my childhood. That I also have, you know, just sitting here, and then I have some from random shit, like I have a couple Monster Hunter related ones, things like that, but not a ton. Not a ton. Like I said, I was never much of a collector before VTubing, and even then, you know, just some stuff. Some stuff is sort of like unwilling, like I wanted to get some of my friends like V cards, right? So I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy a pack and do a poll, or maybe I'll see if I can like just get the individual ones. And then I got sent like 3 boxes of the fucking V cards, and I was like, oh well, I guess I own them now, you know, like I have so much. They were like, here, take some, and I was like, oh, I'll take a couple, and then I got fucking 3 boxes, no, 4 boxes sent to me, and I was like, oh my Jesus, oh my God. So we have a lot, and I still have to open. I don't think I'm gonna do a stream of it because I don't do hand cam and stuff, but I wanna open them, at least see what I get. Did you build? I didn't open them yet, but I was thinking about building a deck because I like card games. I want to see if I like playing the game itself. Anyway, let's go here. Sorry, I've been on the screen too long. I was finishing eating. I was finishing food. When will we see yours? I don't know. There's a lot of companies I'm gonna like be working with and stuff, but I have nothing to announce right now. Anything that gets announced when it gets announced. Nah, I mean, a crack. We're cracking a cold one today. I think there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't. I'm really relieved. I've been working on a lot of it on the back end. I'm really relieved though, because there was like, just with everything that happened this summer and everything in spring, all that, there was a lot of stuff I couldn't do, like people I couldn't work with for some time, or you know, like deals I couldn't do, etc. Just the way stuff worked out, like it just was not possible. And then there were some things that were possible, but like, you know, sometimes things happen on the back end, and you're just like, I don't know why I can't talk to these people, etc. but that is mostly worked out. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that will be coming within the next months, which is great. Very, very relieved for that, because a lot of it is stuff that I wanted to do or was supposed to do and then just like couldn't, you know, didn't get to do, etc. So I'm glad. Yeah, a lot of that is stuff that I did over the break. A lot of that, like, stuff that's upcoming, I was getting that already. Like the Boris U2s being one of those, right? Just getting that finished up. But a lot of other things too. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice. Lots of gorpa, but the good kind. The good kind. So very nice. Very nice. I'm excited. Hey, that's the second time you typed yogurt. Please get a new bit. Please contribute something good to the conversation. Bro typed yogurt twice. Come on, man. You think I wouldn't notice? I read chat, by the way. I'll read chat and, you know, I'm like, yogurt, I could tell. I could tell you typed it twice. You typed it twice. Change your name to Yogurt Pubes. We don't have to put pubes in it, right? That's Clown Pubes' thing. That's his whole bit, okay? Don't steal his bit. That's his. All right? He's his own fella. Bet you don't read this. Something I find funny is when I actually read chat and I like remember something and then I say that thing again to that chatter and they're like, and they like freak out because they're like, I didn't think the words I typed would be read or remembered. And then they like almost, sometimes they're just like, oh, and they're surprised. Other times they're like, I wish I never typed anything about myself. And I'm like, well, you're in a chat room with like a fuck ton of people that are all reading this. Like, what do you, you know, like what? I don't know. I don't know. Streamer brought up something you said years ago and you got scared. Yeah, yeah, right? They just like get scared. It's always funny, man. That shit's so funny. It said, off topic, I'm headed to New York February of next year for a toy expo not far from Central Park. Any suggestions on what I should go see during my week trip? That depends on what you like. That depends on what you like. With the kind of stuff I think you like, I would just check a lot of museums, a lot of art museums and things. There are a fuck ton. If you're not far from Central Park, I mean, that's where Broadway is. That's where the Playhouses are. That's where Lincoln Center is going to be, not far from there. So if you want to see anything music related, classical music, anything like that, that's the spot. I would just walk around Central Park if you're going to be near there. I would just walk around it and get that experience of being there. Physically very nice, and it's free to just walk around, you know, because a lot of the other stuff is just so expensive. So expensive. If you want to see a Broadway musical, dude, if you're not getting some special deal, you can legitimately on one ticket spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But yeah, I was going to suggest that, Monkey. I was going to say, you don't have to go on Broadway. You can go off Broadway. There's so many musicals and plays and things that are happening that are not on the Broadway website and are not literally on the street, Broadway or right next to it. And specifically looking for off-Broadway plays is usually the way to go, because there are like a billion good actors out there that want to be famous, you know, and only like 2 of them get into actual Broadway productions. And then what do all those other people do all the rest of the time? They act in off-Broadway stuff, and they're good too. So I would do that. I would do that so you don't spend like, you know, $600 on your experience. Because while I personally think it could be worth it occasionally, it's just not like financially feasible when it's that expensive, you know? So if you're getting a ticket that's like not too expensive and you're further back, you know, it's fine. But if you want to sit like closer up front, you want to be in the middle so you have the best acoustics, go somewhere off Broadway so you don't pay like, you know, $500 plus for that. So, yeah. So Island 2 took in a small weird play that would never have given a second glance. It was amazing. Yeah. There's so much good stuff out there that's way cheaper. So yeah, I would look at what productions are on right now that are, or will be on at the time, that are not on Broadway. Specifically. Because the stuff on Broadway is really good, but a lot of those things are also like tourist productions, like going and seeing the Lion King musical and shit like that. That's like, you know, it's made for tourists, right? And then there will be some productions that are maybe not made for that, but then they have like those all-star casts that are, you know, people will pay $1,000 just to see that one singer live in that production, you know, which I get if you're really into that stuff, but it can be a bit much for someone just wanting to see a thing. You know, you're just like some guy who wants to go see a thing, right? It's too much sometimes. So yeah, I would check off Broadway. Actually, there's a really good one. Let me see if it's playing right now. There's one called The Play That Goes Wrong that's really great. And it is technically on Broadway usually. Oh, yeah, it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. We say you said February? Yeah, it'll be going on. It'll be going on. If I did a Thursday matinee, it's probably not the cheapest, but it's probably not that expensive. I would look into that one. That one's really good. But I would do museums and stuff. All of the really big museums in New York City are super worth going to. A lot of the smaller ones are pretty worth, but they're very niche. So like, only go if you really like art or you really like photography or, you know, whatever that thing's about. There's so many good student exhibitions. Stay away from Times Square. There's nothing good there. Nothing good at all. And eat good food. Eat good food. That's really it. Eat good food and don't just walk around and pick what looks okay. Really look it up. Really look it up. There's so many good guides about like what the actual best food is around. Just follow those. It's like local places, not chains. Absolutely never eat at any chains in New York. The best food is all stuff that is not based, you know, in some sort of chain franchise format. Just never go to any chains. The most would be if there's a place that is a 3-store chain, right? And it was like a mom and pop shop in Brooklyn, and then they're like, now we got a Manhattan location, you know, woo, like that's okay. That's okay, because then that's just a really good one that expanded. Yay, successful family, you know, or whatever. But yeah, any chains do not. It's just such a waste of time when there's so much better stuff out there. You know? And a lot of the really like cheap food that you'll see at a chain isn't going to be that far off in price nowadays from like really good hole-in-the-wall restaurant food, because the price of like everything in fast food and all these chains has gone up like crazy. So you might as well spend the extra $5, you're on a trip, whatever, to eat something that's actually good, you know? Like, it's the price difference doesn't even make sense nowadays. It used to, and I'd, like, understand if someone was like, I only have $5, you know? But also, you could just go to a bagel shop and get something really good for that $5 anyway. Like, there's a lot of actual cheap food. You have to find it. But, yeah. Best places to eat in Chicago are the ones where it looks like it has roaches. You might get stabbed and the chef hates you. Dude, the best places in New York are large man wearing white t-shirts, sweating through it, standing at the counter going, what did I get you? What did I get you? Or he doesn't even say, what can I get you? He just looks at you and, like, up nods. He goes, for you? And you're like, let me get a bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, no ketchup on a Kaiser roll. And he'll be like, all right. Turns around, makes it right in front of you. Like, that's the best. No, hey, boss. The hey, boss, man, is kind of, like, fabricated. There are some that will say that, but that's not, like, a thing that they all do. There's just some that do it. And then, like, some people decided to show that on TikTok, that there are some that do that, and now everyone thinks that there's a guy who says, hey, boss, man, behind the counter. When half the time they're just like, up nodding at you. That's it. Pointing. Because it's sometimes it's just loud, so they're not even trying to talk because they're like, you're not gonna hear me, you know? So they just kind of point and like up nod. They're like, look, I got you, like mouthing it at you, you know? You want to try the Puerto Rican place Connor went to next time you're in New York? You could. There's a lot of really good places. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, there's everything here. So whatever you want, you just get, right? Like there are certain cities where maybe they're more known for a certain culture of food. Especially like if you're in the American Southwest, like, yeah, you're going to get something Mexican most likely at some point, right? Because that shit's going to be good there. If you're in New York, there's a really wide range. So I would just try to hit up like a little bit of each. Don't go to a steakhouse. Don't do barbecue. Barbecue's like great in the rest of the country to begin with, so there's no point in like doing New York City barbecue. No point. I would say pick like the way I would do it if you're visiting and you've got like 4 days or something and you're trying to figure out what to eat. Just write out categories of types of food you would like to eat and be like, I want to eat Italian American, right? And then I want to eat French, and then I want to eat fucking Nepalese food, because there's actually a lot of Nepalese and Bhutanese immigrants in the last like 5-10 years, so there are tons of those restaurants. You know, just like pick some cultures and be like, I want to eat these types of things, and then look up the best one within that category and just food trip it. That's how you do it. You spot a good bodega. You don't. You have to try them. It's hard. They're all also like, bodegas are not the greatest food ever. They're just like reliable food that isn't expensive. So you're not going to go to a bodega and be like, wow, that was like an insane culinary experience. You're going to be like, that was $4 and it was filling and it was fast and it wasn't filled with preservatives. I will go there again, you know, like that's kind of the point of them. They're reliable. But you just gotta try them out. You just ask somebody, just walk around, and if you see someone who looks like they're not gonna yell at you for asking, be like, hey, I'm on a trip. Like, are there any good bodegas around? And don't just say good bodegas, because a lot of bodegas don't have the same food. Some of them don't even have a grill. Some of them are just corner stores, right? So I would be like, I want to get a bacon, egg, and cheese. We can get a good one here, right? Tips for getting around. Walk everywhere if you're cool with walking. If you can handle walking a lot. I would walk as much as possible, because the things that you see, the sightseeing while walking is really worth it. But take the subway. The buses are okay. The buses are okay. I don't love taking the buses. I don't love taking the buses, but they work. Don't take regular taxis. Don't hail a cab ever. Take an Uber or Lyft. They will be pretty expensive though, you know, at peak times. Sometimes taking an Uber somewhere is cheaper than taking like a whole trip around in some other way. So, you know, just do it. But do the subway. And here, I'll give you the crash course. Ready? I'll give you the crash course on the NYC subway. Hold on. I promise it's not hard. It's not hard. All right, here, I'll just take a screenshot of some of this. It's gonna look like it's crazy. It's just because there's a lot of service, because you can get literally everywhere. Okay, watch. You'll look and you'll see a bunch of colors and like a bunch of lines, right? And some letters. All right. Anywhere, so that left area, this is the simplified map where it all looks like grid-like. The left side there is Manhattan. You can see how you can get anywhere between Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, the Bronx with the subway system. You can get literally everywhere. And then every one of these stops, you could get out and walk to like everything, and it wouldn't be a terrible walk. Okay? This is the simplified map. It's very easy to understand. So this is the important part. Number one, use Google Maps. Use Google Maps. Be like, I want to get here, and then select the train option. And Google Maps will tell you. It'll be like, take this train. It'll be like the 1, and it'll have a circle with a red circle with a 1 in it. And it'll be like, take this train to this stop and then get off and then get on this train and take it to that stop and then walk. It will tell you literally everything you need. Okay, so Google Maps is goated for that. You don't need to know anything special. And then the important thing to note is just identifying what they are. Let me see if I can like zoom in enough. Yeah, okay, so you see that 7 on the left, there's a purple 7. Every line has a color, and this means that they kind of share tracks with each other. They go along the same track, but there are different trains on them. You'll notice on the blue one, there's like 3 black circles. It says A, C, and E. And if you look, as it heads northbound, you'll see that one of them branches off to the right and the other 2 keep going. This means that if you are south and you're heading north and you get on a train on the blue line, if you're on the A or C, it'll keep taking you north, but if you get on the E, you could see the one that branches off is denoted with the little E, it'll take you east. So you have to know where you're going, and the way they note it is they tell you what the first and last stop are on them. So like when you see the train pull up, it's got these tickers on the side, and it'll be like, this is the E, and then it says like toward, and then it says the name of the last stop. So you can look at the map and you can look at where the last stop is and what the name of the last stop is on the line that you're trying to go along, so you know where you're going. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm heading in that direction. That's correct. So when you see the train pull up, you know it's yours because it's got the right letter, it's got the right color, and it's got the right last stop. There's like multiple ways to tell that you're on the right one, you know? So it's really easy because I find that there's so many checks to know if you're right or wrong. You just have to like try. You just gotta lock in, dude. You just gotta lock in. And then the really important thing is when they say where they're going, they say uptown and downtown. Okay, so watch this. Hold on, let me get a picture. NYC subway platform. The signs are really easy to follow too. Every time people say they get lost, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because it's literally marked with colors for babies, you know? Okay, so let me show you the next part. This is a train platform, okay? All right, this person took some stairs, walked around, and got up to the platforms here. And look, you'll notice there's a sign up top. There's a sign here. There's a sign here. Okay? And you're like, what is this telling me? Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so look at that sign. Downtown in Brooklyn, ACE. What does this mean? The A and the C and the E are all stopping here. And they're heading, if you get on them on this platform, they're heading downtown toward Brooklyn. Wow, that's literally how simple the signs are. So if you're in Manhattan and you're like, I'm trying to get to Brooklyn, and I was told, Google Maps told me to get off at this stop, it told me to take the C. You go here and you wait for the one that says C on the side of it. And you know you're on the right platform and you're not heading the wrong direction because the sign says downtown and Brooklyn. Yay! It's very simple. And then you see that other sign next to it. It has the B, the D, the F, and the M, and they're orange, and it's got a little arrow. It's telling you go this way if you're looking for these. You want these? Go this way. And it's pointing the arrow in the direction you gotta go, which is along the left platform there. And then behind that, there's a sign that says exit to west. What does that say? 13th Street? What does that say? 13th's a weird one. It should be 14th. I don't know. I can't read. It's too far. Anyway, it's telling you, wow, these stairs are the exit to this exact street. Right? Does it say 8th? Oh, it's the shadow makes it look weird. There you go. Yeah, I was going to say they don't stop on the odds. But there you go. The signs give you everything. All you have to do to not get overwhelmed is before you go in, open Google Maps. Just open Google Maps and be like, okay, I am on this street. Click on the stations right next to you that you're about to go into, and it'll say like, oh, you're at the West 8th Street station. You'll be like, okay, where am I going? You don't even have to look at the map. You do not need to use the map, but, you know, it's there if you prefer thinking about things spatially. Then you're like, oh, I'm going all the way out to Brooklyn, dude. I'm going all the way out to Lafayette Avenue, okay? Which is here, by the way, this blue one up at the top. And you're like, how do I get there? I'm in Manhattan. I'm near West 8th Street. You ask Google Maps and it's going to be like, take the blue line, take the fucking E downtown, get off at Lafayette. You go, okay. So you just follow the signs until you find the one that says like downtown in Brooklyn, E, blue. And then you get on it when it shows up. There you go. You did it. And then you can go anywhere. If you can do this successfully, like 2 times, like figure out how to use the trains, you can go everywhere. And each trip is like a couple of dollars, no matter how far you go. You pay to get on the train. You don't like pay per amount of distance you go. So yeah, it's easy. It's easy. How did people function before GPS as if a grid system doesn't explain exactly how it works? Yeah. Yeah. You also don't need Google Maps. That's just the easy one. That's the really easy one. But if someone says the name of the station you're going to, you can also, like, when you're inside a train, they'll usually have a sign that shows all of the stops on that. Let me find one. So you can know, like, exactly how many stops away you are and all of that, because it just gives you everything. So when you look up where, like, the ads are, there's usually also a thing. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let me see if I can find, like, can I make this bigger? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the newer trains because they have this. Okay, look at this. This is the interior of one of the trains. This is a slightly nicer, newer one, but I wouldn't say they're that new. They've looked like this for a while. Okay, if you look at the right side, so you see their ads up top, but then every now and then you see one of these. One of these up at the top. Now you'll notice, so this is the A, so it says a blue A, right? So when you get on the train, you can also confirm, like, am I on the right one? Did I do this right? It says it right there. Then you look, and they've got, like, text next to it. Now, this one, what does this one say? Well, it's tiny for me. It says, this is Inwood 207th Street. So you're up in, like, the Bronx. So they're telling you what stop you're at. It says, this is, and then it gives you the name of the stop. This is, like, the last one. This is the last one up there. So what would happen is this train would turn around and start going southbound. Start going downtown, right? And then what it would do is it would show you those little spots to the right that are empty. Every next stop, it'll give you the name of all of them. It'll say, like, name and what street it is. Name, what street, name, what street. So you know, oh, next 3 stops. You can, if you're nervous and you want to sit there and count how many times the train stops and then, like, stare at that thing until yours comes up, you know, like, it'll tell you exactly how many stops away you are. And yeah, you could just listen to the intercom. I don't really, like... I don't really think about, like, how many stops. They go, this stop is Inwood, 207th Street. And I'm like, okay. And I just get up and walk off, you know, like, you don't need to think about it. But that's there if you need that reassurance because you're, like, worried that you might get off too early or something like that, you know. But yeah, they have that. They have that. And it makes it super easy. So I find the subway to be actually really simple because they give you, like, multiple ways to check if you're in the right spot. So, you know, maybe you only remember the color of the line you're on and the name of where you're going, but that's fine. That's fine. Like, if you're getting on the blue line, you're getting on, you know, the E, but you're not sure that you're supposed to get on the E, you just go to where the blue line is and you're like, I don't know which of these 3 AC are I'm getting on. But when they pull up, it says on the side, like, this is the last stop. And you could tell if that last stop is in Queens. So if that last stop is in Brooklyn, it's heading downtown. You know, if it's Upper Manhattan, so it's the A or the C going north or whatever, right? Like, you don't have to memorize any of that. You just need to know, like, what your endpoint is. And be like, yeah, I'm vaguely heading toward Queens. All right. You know, stuff like that. So it keeps it really simple. Really, really, really simple. And in general, it'll just say uptown or downtown, and everything's a grid. So even if you don't know exactly what stop you're going to, you can probably just take a train generally toward the north and then get off generally near the street you need to get to. Because you're like, oh, I'm going to, 54th Street. You take a train that's heading uptown and it takes you somewhere like 50th. And you're like, okay, I'll just get off here and walk 4 blocks. Boom, right? So even if you fuck up, as long as you know generally what street, and they're all numbered, what street you're trying to get to, you like overshoot or undershoot a tiny bit and just get out and walk a little bit and you'll be fine. Like it's super easy to not fuck it up too hard either, which is nice. But yeah, Google Maps is the way. If you don't know, like if you're not familiar with the system or what's where, Google Maps will tell you exactly what to do. I said I never understand the intercom. I think the audio on the New York ones is like really clear. I think it's very clear. There are some other places where I've been on their trains and the intercom comes on. They're like, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I was supposed to hear any of that, and I just have like no fucking clue. So thankfully the ones in New York, you can actually hear them, which is cool. That's good. But then also when you pull up to every station, they have like plastered signs everywhere of the name of the station you're at. And they're named by what street they're on. So it's like, you can't miss it. You cannot miss it. Thankfully. A subway in Houston said you have the tunnels, which are just walkways, the shops and restaurants. It's basically an underground mall that connects most of downtown. I've been once. Not, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been to Houston. Yeah, no, Houston was relatively nice, but definitely one of those cities where like everyone drives, which is kind of the way most of them are, I think. Is bicycling feasible in New York City? Yes. Tons of people take bikes everywhere. Like bikes are super popular here. There are city bikes as well, so you can do the little rentable ones where you just take them and drop them off at a city bike station. And if you want, you could probably cycle everywhere and not bring your own bike. The city bikes are like really, really prevalent, really available. But you have to be good at not crashing into everything. You have to be able to control yourself at a slow speed so you can like get around people and weave around people. There are bike lanes, but there will always be cars and buses and things turning through bike lanes and all of that. So you have to be so hyper vigilant. I think if you are good at that, it's very safe because people aren't really going that fast in the city typically. Like the traffic doesn't move that quickly, So if something's looking sketch, you can turn away from it. You have time typically. I find the issue is not so much the drivers usually. It's more so the pedestrians fucking everything up. Because everyone will cross whenever they want, however they want. And you'll be driving, there will be a green light and you'll start going. And then someone will be like, actually, I'm crossing now. And they just run across the street. Because jaywalking is legal. That being said, it's legal, but if someone like crosses while it's green and gets hit, it's like legally they're not able to say like that they're totally not at fault, so there's definitely a good trade-off there. But if you're on a bicycle, you're gonna have to deal with pedestrians, which it could be kind of annoying. So yeah, just be careful with that. I would still say it's worth it. Just don't bike through Times Square. Like don't go through the absolute most crowded area. I would say Manhattan's still fine, but just pick an avenue that's like 2 avenues over. Don't bike up Broadway, and then you should be okay. Should be aight. But it's nice. It's still a nice experience, I would say. And if you're in Brooklyn or Queens, definitely bike. Definitely. But I personally just like looking around. I like to look, so I like to walk everywhere. And it's good for you. If you're going to jaywalk, can you please at least be good about it? That's the attitude. That's the attitude in the city. Like, if you're jaywalking and you fuck it up, you fucked up. Like, nobody's fault but yours, For sure. Which to me is comforting, I guess. Hi, Siren. How you doing? Boba. What were you doing today? What was the stream of the day? The game for today. What was going on? Cake, that doesn't help me. That's not descriptive. That's not descriptive. You made a crepe cake. Ooh, 20 layers. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Was it good? Did it taste good in the end? I'm less of a cake person, more of like a cookies kind of individual. Chocolate milk crepe cake. Oh, it sounds so good though. Ooh. She only did 14 layers. Can't you just lie for her? Can't you just like be like, oh yeah, she made 20. Throw her a bone, dude. Like, just lie for her, please. You're her chat. You're supposed to. Please. That is a lot, though. 14's still a lot, either way. Yeah, dude snitched on her. Can't believe you. 140 layers? Oh my god. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Dude, I was popping into like streams that and just see what's going on. And Ray and Cinna did the Sisathon, which I don't know what that is. I clicked on it and they were just standing around and like not really saying much. Because I think it was like late at night and they were tired. So I was like, I don't even know what's happening. But all I do know is Cutie was on that stream. And she was frosting a cake. And it said like cake baking stream, but like she was doing the whole thing. The other two were just fucking sitting there. So I click on it and I'm like, what is this stream? They're just kind of like talking to each other and you can like barely hear them, but I see Cutie icing that cake. And I just like disassociated and just fully stared at her icing the cake and I was just watching it and I was like, wow. Next thing you know, it's been 10 minutes. I was like, damn, maybe this is good. Yeah. I was like, you know, I would watch streams of people just making cakes like all day. Just watching her ice that thing. That shit held my attention like Coco Melon, you know? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was like, I hope she just like does that on her own stream more, you know? Something about watching someone like go through and just ice a cake. I don't know. Smoothing the sides. Oh, so good. So good. She's done a lot of cake decorating streams. I should watch them. I don't really watch. I don't hate her or anything. I just haven't really like watched a lot of her streams much. I should watch the cake streams. I should. I don't know. Just watching her do it, I was like, now I want to make a cake. But the problem is, I don't really like eating cake that much. I really like one bite of it, and I'm like, wow, that was great. And then I'm done, because I'm not really that good with sweets. I'm not, but I want to make them. So, like, Gift Us then? I don't know you. You're not my neighbor. You want me to go outside and be like, hey, come out wherever you are, you know? How am I going to give you the cake? It doesn't work like that. Let me just shove it through the mic and just, you know, and it'll just come out of your speakers. Visually, not, that's a waste. That's a waste, because now we're getting into the no one's gonna eat it zone, and I can't waste food or I'll die. If I waste food, I will instantly combust. Someone has to eat it, you know? So I can't. It's gotta go somewhere, dude. That's part of why I just can't do it. I can't. I wanna make and decorate cakes, but I don't want to eat them. Donate what you make. Food bank. Do they want baked goods? I think they would want stuff like proteins. Could you mail it? Yeah, it's gonna be super safe. USPS definitely will not throw it at your mailbox. I'll send it through UPS and they'll just throw that shit at your window. Perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. Of course. Try decorating cupcakes. That's the same exact problem, but smaller. Give it to Mike. I could give it to Mike. But Mike has, like, major esophageal problems and isn't trying to eat a fuck ton of sugar right now. So I'd be like, hey, Mike, do you feel like dying today? And then I give him a bunch of cakes and kill him. Yeah, he's got GERD. It would be a little tough. It'd be a little tough. I don't know. What other streamers are like in the New York area? I DM them. Can you give me your address? Not for any weird reasons. Just give me your address right now. And then I don't show up in front of them. I just quietly like drop a cake on their front door and leave. Vinny. Is that the only other one you can think of? Is that it's only those two that you guys think of? There's no one else? Dude, everyone's in like fucking Austin or LA. It sucks. Can they move somewhere else? Please? Nags used to be nearby. He used to be in the area. Nags is gone forever. He's gone forever. Squeaks! I don't know him. But I could message. Hey, my chat really wants me to bake you a cake. Will you eat it? I'm not a weirdo, I promise. Yikes, dude. Yikes. My God. Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, man. I know you've literally never... Actually, well, I've spoken to him on an RP server. Does that count? There's no way he knows me. Creepy, creepy. Is it baking for pets a thing? Not really. Not that much. It's sort of a thing that you just, like, shouldn't worry about. Yeah, as Vivek. Yep. Maybe I like this idea. Someone said, I just make stuff and then I place it on a random park bench in New York City and then I drop the location like later. I leave the area and then I'm like, guys, it's a box of this color. It's on this bench. Go get it. And we just hope like a random person doesn't take it or poison it. I feel like that's a surefire way for anyone to look for it to just get poisoned. Right? Yeah, cake geocache. I feel like that's how you die. It's a terrible idea. Terrible idea. My God. NYPD doesn't like mysterious package in park. Yeah, I'm very aware. I'm very aware. Guys, I think there's no good way to do it. I think there's no good way to do this. Yeah, unless I go give it to a homeless person and then like they're gonna be like, can I get money though? They're gonna be like, thanks, but could I have $10? You fucking idiot, you know, like they usually do, so you know. You get used to it, man. You get used to it. Fuck you, cake or nothing. True, true. Very true. I don't know. Free cake, though. Well, there are people that when giving things to the homeless, they'll be like, which I understand this. I understand this. They'll be like, I won't give them money because a lot of the time they'll use it on something that's really bad for them, but I will give them food if they're hungry. So, you know, and I think that sentiment is totally fine, but the problem is the way they approach said homeless people about that sometimes is really fucking haughty and weird. So sometimes they go there and they're like, are you hungry? And the person's like, yeah, can I just get a little money for food? And they're like, no, I only give you food if you come in and order it with me. Like, yeah, it's like super patronizing. They treat them like a baby. And it's, you know, it could be really like a bad experience for those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're their parent or something. So that's why I'm always I'm a little wary of that. And then sometimes you will get a negative reaction, from some of those people. You give them food, they'll be like, all right, I guess. But, you know, like, they're used to people being like that toward them, so kind of, they just assume if you're handing them food that you're, like, assuming, oh, if I give them money, they'll buy alcohol and cigarettes or whatever, right? So it's very, like, that one's a weird little scenario, but that's why some of them kind of react negatively. You know? It's a little weird, right? You toss in bottled water. Yeah, water, and if I see a homeless woman, now I think you shouldn't really do this unless you're also a woman. Not that you can't, it's just it could be kind of weird, that experience. I will buy them feminine products. I will buy them pads straight up. I'll just be like, here you go. You know what they can all use, unironically though? Paper towels, napkins, stuff like that. Like, genuinely, like, they can literally all use it. It could be something as simple as now they can go to a fountain and, like, wet it and wipe themselves down a little bit or something. Wipe their hands, because they don't always have access to, like, nice bathrooms and stuff. But that's something you can usually give them, and they'll just, like, they'll take it and be chill about it. You know? But, yeah. That's how I, would typically do it. Oh, yeah, it makes you think of that woman who called all those churches and they refused to help. Yeah. That woman, I don't know how much, like, how skewed that is, but yeah, there's some lady who did a little experiment and she, called a bunch of churches in an area saying, like, hello, I need help. I need baby formula. Basically saying, like, I have no money, I have no help, and I'm just reaching out because I don't know who to talk to. I need baby formula for my infant. And so many of them were like, no. Now, it may be for some of them that they just didn't have, right? And some of them just directed her to, like, a food pantry and were like, we don't really have, like, stuff for babies, you know? So not all of them were rejecting it, like, out of hatred or something. So I think the way that story was reported was a little skewed at times. But there were also plenty that were like, fuck you, you poor asshole, you know? Like, in the way they reacted to her. That kind of stunk. But the way it was reported was also very skewed. But yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of why food banks exist. So, like, in some areas, your food bank is part of your church, your local church. This is true. But in other areas, they have a separate pantry, and it's its own organization, and the church will donate to it, but the church doesn't run it. You know, so that's also a thing to note with that sort of thing. Some of them might, like, just genuinely, like, they don't have food. They don't do that, you know? But, yeah. Yeah. I think there are a lot of good ones out there, personally. As I'm not really a religious person, and I get that people are, like, all tense about a lot of shit right now. However, I gotta say I've known some very bad churches and some really good ones. So, you know, it's not a black and white issue. For sure. Wonder if the small soap sheets would be welcomed. Maybe. I think baby wipes are the easiest to give someone. A little disinfecting wipe or a baby wipe. I wouldn't do a little soap sheet though. I would just give them, like, a little thing of normal soap. Not bar soap, a little liquid one. Just a mini one. That'd probably help them the most. They're still operated by humans? Yeah. Exactly. Perhaps cheeky soap, which you can get for 10% off using my code. I got some of the more recent stuff. So I got they had one flavor called Sunday Scaries that they did just for Halloween. And I got the box, but I didn't start using it yet because I just needed to finish up another bar that I had in the shower. I'm about to start using it. I used it to wash my hands the other day just to smell it, like, on the hand. Oh my god, it smells so good. Oh my god. It's got a little, like, it's vanilla. Sorry, I'm dying. It's vanilla, but it's got very, like, almost a masculine scent to it a little bit. It's not, like, super sweet Bath and Body Works vanilla, you know? So that one, it smells really nice. Really nice. So I'm excited for that one. But I think, was it limited? It might have been limited. I gotta check. I'm pretty sure it was limited. I don't know. I need more Bahami Mummy. And they're doing, there is a solo leveling box right now, a collector's box. Actually, I'll mention this to you guys because they didn't, I didn't post about it anywhere. So the last time they did a Chainsaw Man drop and that shit got scooped up instantly. So I'm just gonna let you guys know because they just released this solo leveling one. And every time they do a box with one of these companies, they make like 4 unique soap bars. Just 4 unique ones. And this here is what they got. I should be getting mine at some point soon. I'm excited for it. But yeah, you can use my code for it. They are limited time cents. Yes, they're not going to do them again. But yeah, if you wanted that, get it. Because I don't know how many units they have of this one. But when they did the Chainsaw Man one, that shit was gone that same day. like it was gone instantly. And so many people wanted it and they were like, fuck, I didn't get it. So, just saying. It also comes in, dude. I didn't realize the box was going to be so bougie. So I got my Chainsaw Man one, and the box has like a little magnetic enclosure and stuff. Like the flap is like a little magnet, and I was like, ooh, because it felt so fancy, dude. I never buy like fancy shit. And the box is just like, this is the same price, I think, as when you just buy like a box of the starter kit anyway. But they give you like an extra fancy box for this one, which is cool. I wasn't expecting it. It was nice, man. You want to use the Chainsaw Man soap, but also don't want to? Just use it. It's a consumable product. It's, you know, it's meant for you to use. But keep the boxes, I would say. Maybe display them, because they look cool next to each other. They look really cool. Got the variety box during double discount week. The first bar is just about used up. It'll last for a while. They do last a really long time, yeah. I you know, because I'm like an ambassador with this brand, I get a lot of soap. I get a lot. So I kind of like let myself luxuriously use the soap and overuse it as much as I want. Because I've got so much. I've got so much soap. It's disgusting. So I've been trying to, you know, liberally use the soap instead of just like making it last forever, because I'm usually the type where I try to make everything last forever, and I don't use things if I don't need them, especially consumables, and you know. So I've been trying to be like real good, but this I'm letting myself not do that too much, because like I just get as much soap as I want, you know. So you're still on your first box? Mm-hmm. I've actually done these soaps as gifts for people. Everyone's getting some for Christmas. Everybody, dude. They're selling at Warped Tour. Yeah, did you see they're actually at Warped Tour? Wait, let me see. Have they been posting pictures? They were telling me about it. Yeah, they've got a oh, it's so loud. They've got a video. They've got like a booth there, and they've got people playing cornhole at the cheeky booth. Dude. You want to see the action shot? You want to see the fucking action shot, man? Look at this. They done got cornhole at the cheeky booth. They've got like 2 tents set up where they have like samples of the soap, they have their graphics for advertisement, whatever, and they're like, you know, giving some out, letting people try it out, sniff it, all that good stuff. And then they've just got like cornhole on the side, I guess, because they had a little extra space. So they just set up cornhole. I was watching the video and I was like, cornhole. Maybe I'll set up cornhole at my booth, dude. I'm doing it. I mentioned it. I don't have like much info for you just yet, but I've got a booth for holiday Matsuri for Hall Mat. And you know, I have a little area a little sectioned off where I would do like meet and greets and stuff. But I was like, okay, when there's no meet and greet going on, is that just an empty little square of the booth? Like, what do I do there? What if I put cornhole there? What if I make a cornhole corner, you know? So when a meet and greet isn't going on, there's just like a cornhole board. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's pretty good. I'm trying to get my list of people together that will be there, be doing meet and greets and all that. There are a lot of people though because it is the weekend right before Christmas. It should be one before. Yeah, it's the weekend right before Christmas. There's a lot of people that won't be able to do it that really wanted to. They can never do HallowedHen because it's always like right there, which is fine. I kind of expect that. So I'm just getting my list together before I announce anything. Combine the ideas. People can play cornhole while talking with the streamer. Ooh. You know? Not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea. Maybe we, you know what I always wanted to do? I always wanted to set up a station where people could just, like, play a game on Switch against the streamer. So it's not a meet and greet, it's a meet and game. And this way, people who are not there to meet the streamer, they don't, like, even know who they are. It's just like a play game against a VTuber, you know, like, little area, and they can just show up and do it. The problem is people have Cheeto dust fingers. So we'd have to, you know, deal with that. I know there are, like, little sleeves you can put on things, like little skins. But it'd be cute. I thought that'd be cute for something like TwitchCon or, you know, AX, like one of the bigger conventions where there's a lot of people passing through. Yeah, maybe I make them wear nitrile gloves. Or something, you know, something. I just think, you know, bare hand touching the bare controller, not good. Not good. Though I could, like, just spare the expense, right? And I could just buy a set of Joy-Cons, and those are just the ones for the convention, and then after that, they die. You know? They die. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, but I think it'd be fun. Could be something like rounds. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Or Nidhogg. Oh. Dude. Nidhogg setup. And there's like a VTuber's face on the screen up at the top. And then you're just like, you've got Nidhogg right below that. And you're just 1v1ing them. It'd be so good. It'd be so good, dude. We need that. We need it. Do you want to get a Gabe box? You called it the Gabe box and not the Gabe cube? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? It's the Gabe cube. I do want to get one. I would like to see what it's like for streaming because I think it takes away the need for most games for you to be using a like whole second gaming PC. It basically is the second gaming PC. The issues are, how does it handle audio? Because it's not Windows, right? It's Linux, from what I understand. So how does it handle audio? And if I am playing, I don't know, Arc Raiders, and I'm playing Arc Raiders on the Gabe Cube, but my mic and my headset are hooked up to my computer, how am I getting my audio to go into, my mic audio to go into the game cleanly? Now, you can do this with dual PC setups with Windows, but, you know, I don't know how the Gabe Cube is going to handle that. So you might have to be a little interesting with the hardware, you know? So that's just a thought. I gotta see how that would work. You could just not play any games where you need your mic audio going in on it, right? Should be fine. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's the only concern, but I think it might be better than just running a full dual PC setup, in the traditional sense, you know? Doesn't stand out as a streamer thing. I think it could be. I think it could be good. You know, I just think it could be. We'll see. But I'm gonna get one no matter what, because I want to play Steam games, you know, not in this room. So I'm gonna do that anyway. So if it works out for streaming, that's cool. And then if it doesn't, okay, great. I just put it in my, you know, other room on the TV, you know? So we'll see. We'll see. It's the first quarter next year. Yeah, it's sooner than I thought it was gonna be. It's pretty soon. If it does what it promises, it'll be huge for VTubers running VTube Studio. You mean running VTube Studio on the GameCube? Well, so here's the problem. So like you have your streaming PC. That PC is running OBS, right? So it's capturing all audio and all video that you're sending through. That's where your mic is hooked up. That's usually the PC that you're running your VTuber model on. Because when you want to capture your VTuber model in OBS, you need it to be on the same PC to use like Spout 2 capture and some of these other things that let you cleanly capture without green screening, which can be a little funky. So you've got that. And then you have a separate PC that is running video games, right? So if you wanted to run VTube Studio on the separate PC or on the GameCube, then how do you capture it in OBS? You'd have to like green screen yourself. You probably could not use Spout 2 and those other types of like nice capture that let you have like alpha channels. It basically gets rid of the need for you to green screen yourself because it takes the background and properly gets rid of it. And all of that keeps things very like true to color and all that kind of stuff, right? So that definitely isn't possible. But for splitting out the games, you know, onto the GameCube, yeah, I think that's great. So that's kind of what I was thinking. For like really intensive single player games, being able to do it over there is probably better. Probably better. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. But I think, I don't know. I'll try it no matter what, because I'm gonna throw it on my other TV no matter what, you know? And then we'll see if I actually end up using it or not. Does it work with PS5, Switch, Xbox then? Capture card. So what you do is, I'll tell you like how I have my Switch set up. I have my Switch dock on my desk here, next to my computer. My Switch dock, normally you'd put the HDMI into like your TV, right? So that the VO from your Switch is on that TV. Instead, I plug that HDMI cable into a capture card, which then lets me display it in a software program that's on this PC. You can also have it, you just plug it straight into a monitor and it'll just go straight to that monitor, but I like it to be in a window, in Windows, right? So that it's like really easy for me to move it around and capture it the way I want, etc. So I just open a piece of software that pulls that HDMI in from the capture card and displays it here. And that's how I do it. Also, if I was doing a PS5 or any other console or anything, I would just plug it into the capture card. And there you go. So it's nice when I'm playing a game on a console, because then all of the load of you know, everything that is running the game, that's all on the console, and I'm just showing like a feed from an HDMI of what it looks like. You know, it takes like nothing to display it. So that's good. I like that. So that's what I was thinking with the GameCube. I would just treat it like a standard console and just use it like that. And if some games need complex audio setup and it's better off that I play it on my computer, then I'll just play it on my computer. It's whatever, you know? And that way I'm not really worrying about like a huge dual PC setup. I'm just using it for some games that have like really heavy load on the PC, right? And that's it. And then if I'm playing something where I like need my mic audio to go into the game as well, all these other things, I would heavily consider just playing it on the PC and just having a newer juiced PC, you know? I think that's what I'll do. Instead of going, no, I'm saying not going full dual PC, Abyss. I'm saying take the GameCube, treat it as the same thing as like my Switch here. And then when it would be too annoying to run a game over there because it needs my audio or whatever input, just do a single PC, fuck it, right? Zero, thank you for the raid. But that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Because you know, honestly, Dual PC sounds annoying. Looking at friends that have had it, it's quite annoying swapping between things on stream. It's not hard, it's just annoying, right? But yeah, the size of it, having two full-size PCs next to me in here and thinking about how hot that's gonna be and how much space that takes up, I hate that. Like, I dread that idea. But then I look at the Gabe cube and I'm like, oh, I could just put like a cube on the desk somewhere. I have a little table next to my desk, I just put the cube on it. Easy. Right? Easy. That's like a little thing compared to like the huge second tower. That makes it really attractive, right? Like, I think about that, I'm like, ooh, not having two entire PCs in here. It's the same thing as having like a, you know, a PC and a PS5 next to it. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that. So yeah, that's the big thing for me. I just really don't want to put two PCs in here. I really don't. No thanks. No thanks. You like the customizability of the cube? You could put googly eyes on it. You can put googly eyes on it. It's so cool. Yeah, no, I just think it's like, it seems like the right idea to me over going full dual PC, personally. Because I'm just thinking about like my life, you know, my office, the condition of my office. I think I'd be cool with just the cube, you know. It'd be nice. Who needs ray tracing anyway? I don't even... Look, I'll be honest. I play everything on this PC. We're still running a 3080 Ti. Alright? And I'm able to play pretty much everything I want to play. Sometimes I have to turn graphics down. And does anyone complain in chat? No. No. I don't even turn them down to look like crispy shit, you know. I just don't have like reflections on high and stuff like that, you know. Shadows low, foliage meh, right? And no one cares. No one cares. So it's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. So yeah, and that's the thing, right? The Twitch codec, like, even if that's the thing that makes me not care too much. If I had 4K everything, you know, a billion FPS, whatever, it still wouldn't be seen on Twitch. By the time it's run through everything and it's gotten to you, you wouldn't see all of it anyway. So, like, you know, there's only just so much I can do. You know what I mean? That's just where it is. It's where it's at. Arc Raiders run well because it doesn't use any ray tracing. Arc Raiders runs really well for me, actually. Really nicely. And I haven't really had to, like, do much to it. It's been good. 50 series scam anyway. There are things that the 50 series is really good at, but I think for most people, you just don't need it. You don't need it. YouTube does support 4K. I know. I don't know. I don't think I want to multi-stream. I don't know. I go back and forth thinking about it and then forgetting about it over and over. I'd rather just have everyone in one space. I don't want to balance multiple chats and think about multiple platforms while I'm just trying to sit here and do my thing. But also, like, I've got a system going. I've got the VOD channel. That's all good. If I multi-streamed and I streamed to YouTube as well, then I'd do what? I would stream to my main channel? Then what about my VODs channel? Right? Like I think about it and I'm like, it starts to cross the beams in some weird ways. And that's something that I'm just not sure if I want to deal with. So I could, and I've done it before. I've streamed to YouTube before, not multi-streaming, but just like streaming straight to Twitter. This was before I had an alt channel, and I tried using that as the alt for a bit. And you know, some people showed up. It was fine, but then the VODs from that stuff are stuck over there. And I was like, oh, do I want to take that and then move it over a VOD from my main channel, move it to my VOD channel, like just to keep it together. I don't know. I was like, this all feels weird. This all feels weird. And I could multi-stream and then like not save the VOD to the main channel, post it on the VOD's channel the way I normally would using the Twitch version. Like, it's doable, but I just don't see the point. I don't think I gain that much for it to make sense. You know? I don't know. So I could do it. Twitter multi might be worth. Actually, yeah. Twitter is interesting because a lot of those people stay on Twitter and they don't actually watch streams much. You can tell by like stuff that they type that they just don't watch streams. They tend to be like clip watchers at most. But I know a lot of people that started streaming to Twitter, and it's mostly an advertisement, right? Mostly people are there and then they want to type and they're like, oh, I'll just go to Twitch. But it might actually be worth. It might be. I've thought about it. I have thought about it. I don't know. But you can, yeah, you can stream on Twitter. Well, the benefit is like when someone's streaming on Twitter, let me see if I see any right now. When you like go to Twitter and just open your regular page, oh yeah, like when I check on the top right, Nina's actually been doing it. Look at this. This is on the top right. So it kind of looks like a Twitter space sort of thing. And it's her and she's hosting, and then it's like her title, and it's just her and some people that are watching. And it says her profile picture plus 432. It's pretty good. I think that might be like how many people she often streams to on Twitch as well. You know what I mean? So I'm like, huh. Yeah, free real estate, I guess. I don't know. You don't really get paid for it, but it's there for, like, you know, people to find you, to know that you're live. Because let's be real. Who even ever clicks live notifs on Twitch or on Twitter into Twitch? It's not that many people. It's not that many, because usually those people check schedules and they're already waiting. The ones that like would have your notifs on, you know. At least for my community, most of you use Discord. So I feel like that's more effective in people going, oh, they're live, because it just stays up there on the top right. I don't know. It's not CVs like total views. Yeah, still. That's still really good. When you think about how many likes you get on those tweets when you say you're going live, it's pretty good. So I think it's a good reminder. Yeah, it's like a notification. So I think it's cool, man. I don't know. I think it's cool. I've been considering it. Because it's just, I don't know. I always thought that like no one really cared about Twitter from my community, but then sometimes when I post shit on Twitter, people really do care. And there's like a lot of people there. And I don't want to neglect them, you know what I mean? I'm very guilty of it, where I kind of focus just on Twitch and whoever's in the Discord. And this is sort of when I think of my community, I think of that. But I have a whole host of people that just follow me on Twitter, and I don't tweet super often, but they're just there. I also have a whole host of people that just follow me on YouTube and just watch my YouTube videos and my clips. So I'm like, yeah, I need to like not ignore them, you know? Right? Like they're real and they're there. That's just how they consume stuff, right? So, yeah. I'm trying to think of ways to like not let them feel forgotten or something, I guess. I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm thinking, so one thing I've been working on is switching up what I was doing with YouTube. So my main channel is still my main channel. And I talked about this before, where I was going to take stuff that I was putting on highlights and just throw it on the main channel, right? But I think I'm going to make the highlights channel, I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to start making it like a dump channel for thoughts, for little quick videos like the CSGO surfing shit, you know, whatever, where you just talk over something while you're playing a game. And then my thought was like, that is for the YouTube people, because they don't have anything that's like for them where they can speak to me and I will answer. Because my main channel videos, I post a video, but their videos are nothing, it's nothing to do with that community, right? It's not an answer to them or anything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, like a fireside chat kind of thing would be better. So, I don't know. So I'm going to work on that. I've actually made a bunch, but I'm going to throw them out and make new ones. You know, anytime I want to try like a new video thing, I always make said video like twice, or record for it twice, and then throw it out, and then don't worry about that footage. And then the third one is like, you know, from there forward, that's what I actually use. So I already got my test recordings out of me and sufficiently threw them out. And then I'm gonna start doing that. Like for real, where I actually post on it. It'll be nice. And then my goal is, it can be the FAQ. So any questions that people ask me most commonly here, I can answer it in a little like thought dump video there. And then when someone asks in chat for the 5,000th time the same question, we could just pull up the FAQ. You know what I mean? So if someone's like, what's the deal with airline food? And I've answered the question 100 times. Boom. You just link that video where I talk about airline food. You know what I mean? Easy. Because I have a hard time like not answering people's genuine questions. Right? I have a hard time doing that. So I'll like answer the same question a lot. And I feel like it becomes kind of a waste of breath for Twitch. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to reply to that same question so many times. So instead, you know, this is my way of doing that. I think, maybe. I don't know. But I think that's probably the best. Code does have first thoughts on games. I noticed. Yeah. Someone mentioned that to me. One of my friends did. I was telling them like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And they were like, oh, go look at Ko's videos, like where he talks about games. And so I watched through some of those, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? But it's not just about games. It's like everything. Because I think that would help. Doesn't seem like you only answer the same things. Maybe not to all of you. To me, I feel like I do. It's a mix. Absolutely, it's a mix. But I feel like this might be my own like paranoia, my own perspective. But yeah, when I answer a question that I know I've answered like 8 times before, as I'm talking, as I'm answering the question, I'm like, God, I hope there aren't people sitting there being like, all right, buddy, I've heard this 8 times. You know what I mean? And I know there are always some for the regulars, but you know, they usually don't complain, so I guess it's fine. I don't really care until people start actually complaining, and then I'm like, okay, if they feel bad enough to complain, then it's a problem. So I'm more so just doing it for me, you know, more than anything. You know what I mean? That's what teachers do too. Yeah. I think, I don't know, I think it'd be nice. It can also be like a source of truth, because the other problem is when you stream, you answer the same question multiple times, different ways, slightly. And then someone will come into chat and be like, I asked about this previously and you said this. Do you still think that way? And sometimes you look at what they type and you're like, did I say that? Did I say it like that? I don't know. And then you're like, is this real? Am I correcting myself because I feel slightly different, nuanced way? Did this person misinterpret what I said? Like, you know, it just like crosses the beams and gets confusing, and you don't remember exactly how you said everything. And if you don't say things the same way 3 times in a row verbatim, people are like, so you changed, you know? You know what I mean? It's this weird scenario. It feels like very surreal being in the streamer seat during this. So I'm like, you know what? If you just make a video, like, this is the source of truth. Here are my thoughts. Reference this one. Boom. Then you don't have to think about it. You know? Then you don't have to think about it. Easy. Like, you can't paraphrase. Yeah. No, straight up, if you paraphrase yourself, then people be like, so you're lying. And you're like, what? I don't remember exactly verbatim what I said. I'm just trying to like remember. I know what I feel right now. You know, like it's just a weird situation. It's hard to figure out how to answer some questions for some people because you know that they just like, they're just trying to be shitters sometimes when they're like that, you know? And they're best to not answer, but you can't tell when they're that person until you go back and forth, you know? So, I don't know. That's why I feel like those thoughts channels are the best. The best. Because then you have like a thing to point at and be like, this is how this person feels about this. Boom. That's it. Right? And whatever they say live, that's cool, but like this is the spot, you know? So I think that's good. I think that's better. I don't know. I won't need it for like literally every question, but I just feel like it's good for the FAQs, you know? So when you stream first, like your Switch or console, do you have another capture card for the console? I have the streaming PC and only one capture card in the gaming PC. Yeah, I have an external. I have an external. So I don't have anything but one capture card. Just one. And if I'm playing something on a console and trying to capture it, it gets plugged into that same capture card every time. That's all. I don't have any capture cards on board, like within the PC. I do think the internal ones are nice, but if they break, it's so annoying to have to go in there and do shit, so I just have an external. And that's just how I do it. I find it easiest for me. The daily channel does to an extent. So something that I hate about the Clips channel, and this is no one's fault, this is just how it is. It'll be me talking about a thing live, and when I'm talking about something live, a topic, what I spend time talking about within that topic is heavily driven by what people in the chat are saying, what they're asking questions about, or like tangents that are happening. It's different from if I sit down with no one else live and I sit there and just give my thoughts on a thing for 10 minutes, right? It's very, very, very different. So, you know, someone will point to a clip of me talking about a thing and be like, this is exactly how she feels about this thing. But that may not have been me giving my full, complete thoughts on a thing. It's just me talking about a part of it and then, you know, going wherever the conversation takes us, because it's a conversation. It's not a singular, like, solo thought piece. You know what I mean? It's not a podcast about that thing. So that's why I think, like, doing stuff in videos where you're just talking alone is important when you're trying to, you know, give information or whatever. Yeah, right. They're very off the dome. Exactly. Like, you're just... An off the dome thought on stream is not, like, a complete thing. You know what? If that makes sense. It's like, it's very incomplete. It's very informal. It's not enough. It's still good. It's still good. But, you know, depending on what people are saying in chat at that moment, you might go into one part of the topic and you might not, like, add a tangent that you think is important if you were doing it in more of a presented format, right? So that can be very annoying, because then with certain scenarios that are maybe a little more dramatic or whatever for other people, yeah, right, you're only giving like a small part of the context. They think that clip is like everything you want to say about it, or everything you think about it, or it gives full context or whatever. And then that becomes annoying later with how they like talk about certain things. I don't know. It's better to have, like I said, like a source of truth type video on like really important topics or frequently asked questions, because then it's you sitting down and saying all the things bullet pointed out so you don't forget anything. You know what I mean? It's a lot better. Yeah, I already said that, Abyss. That's what I was saying. Like, the chat presence definitely changes how those conversations go. And then also, again, it's off the dome. So someone comes into the chat and they're like, what do you think about pancakes? And I start telling you what I think about pancakes on the spot to the best of whatever comes into my head in that moment, right? But then if someone said, what do you think about pancakes? Can you make a 10-minute video about it? And I have time to sit there and think and bullet point out some things and look some stuff up before I speak. And then I'm like, okay, now here's my complete thoughts. It's totally different how that's going to come out, right? A million years different. One is going to be so much more thorough, you know? So it's just one of those things where, like, I think that's what that channel would be really good for, right? Is being able to give you more complete thoughts. And it'll never be perfect, but it'll be so much better. So much better. Anyway, I do want to make, like, those FAQs. If there's anything that we feel like is FAQ'd, I'm probably going to go into... I'm going to ask the tier 3 chat later. Actually, I'll put a reminder in there myself right now. Here. Reminder to self to ask this chat for FAQ video topics for the second YouTube channel. Okay. I'll probably go into that chat and just be like, hey, what's shit you always see me answering all the time? And that's where I'll start. That's where I'll start. At least 4 topics come to mind. Well, that's what that chat's for, so. Yeah. There was the test this over the summer of the social leaving FAQ. Dude. I love and hate talking about that situation because I like being able to correct information or, like, clarify things for people that seem confused. But sometimes when someone seems confused, you realize as you talk to them, they're not confused. They've decided that they want to be weird. And no matter what you say, they're gonna be weird, right? Like, that's their intent. Their intent is to be a fucking weirdo. Not that they're thinking about it that way, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, ugh. What an exercise in that all is. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where, you just have to ignore. You just have to ignore because those people don't actually care about anything. Yeah, Abyss, yeah. I don't mind, like, if someone asks me a question because they want clarification, I talk about it. I don't mind talking about that stuff. But I just, like, refuse to read what anyone else has to say about it at this point. Because everyone's horrifically misinformed, or they're lacking so much context. So some of what they're saying maybe makes sense from their perspective, but there's so much information context that they're lacking that they just are so incredibly wrong, right? Their conclusions are, like, crazily wrong. But I'm not gonna, like, pick up the torch and be like, it is my duty to correct every bit of misinformation. Like, that's crazy, and I would never be able to do enough. That's just, like, not, I don't want to spend my time doing that, you know? Everything makes sense when your source is a crack pipe. That too. There are a lot of people that are, looking for something, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. So, I don't mind talking about it when it's, like, a genuine question and I'm just like, oh, yeah, here's my answer. But, you know, it's not, like, it's not my purpose out here, you know? No thanks. No thanks, dude. It's just so tiring at some point. It's so tiring. Yeah, so I go, well, like I said, everyone feels the need to weigh in on everything. Everywhere on the internet. It's not just this sphere. It's like, I started noticing this with, like, I don't know, fucking 2010 Facebook, okay? Like, even in the, I feel like in the MySpace days, people were better with it. And then once social media became more prevalent, everyone started using it. Everyone started to, like, really just soapbox constantly. And everyone thought that their opinion was, like, something that needed to be heard. And if you don't agree with them, it's a problem, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's just started getting like that. Like that. Everyone felt the need to give, yeah, my 2 cents, etc. And then you just get inundated with it. It's like, I just can't. I just can't, man. Also, yeah, what Magnus said, you said some people definitely drama farm, but I know some of them got absolutely bombarded by chat, so they felt like they had to say something. Yeah. It's hard to not, like, when something crazy goes on in this community in general, and you get asked by, like, 20, like, you start stream, you're just talking about what you ate today, and then there are, like, 20 individual messages of people being like, have you seen this? What do you think about this? It's hard to not say something. Even if you don't want to say a lot, you're just like, yeah, saw it, not a big deal, blah, 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 right? It's hard to not say something because people ask. So I don't blame people for that, you know, that, because you have to get people to stop asking somehow, right? But, you know, making these, like, long-ass tweets and giving a lot of opinion and, like, you know, really getting elbow deep in there is something that's not necessary. Definitely not. You know, not necessary at all, man. But I don't really share unless asked, and even then I don't share usually unless it has to do with me for real, you know. Oh dude, Galeron, that is the thing that's, like, the most annoying to deal with. You said then they ask you 2 weeks later after a ton of new information comes out about it, and they're like, but you said this before. That's the hardest thing to correct. So there's so much of the misinformation and people misunderstanding a lot of these dramatic situations comes from it's all happening in real time. So you say one thing one day, and then later that day, new information comes out. And that affects now how you think and feel about it and what you have to say about it. So then the next day people ask you and you're like, now I feel this. You know, now I think this. Oh, now we have this info. And then a lot of what you're saying about something is in hindsight. With all the info you're currently having, you're talking about it in hindsight, right? But people will take that and be like, oh, this person had all this information the whole time. They'll just assume that. And then they start saying crazy shit. And I'm like, what do you... And the timelines get fucked up. It all becomes a homogenous blob in people's minds, you know? Because they don't want to do research. They don't want to think. And I don't blame them. It's too much. No one should be caring that much, you know? But they don't put in the time to figure out, like, these timelines and all this stuff, and then they just start saying weird shit. You know? There are people that actually get up there and say that I knew everything all along. And I'm like, what? What are you saying? And I'm realizing that they're fucking up the timelines of what I was talking about, what I said so horrifically. But I'm just like, I'm not gonna go correct them. I'm not gonna go correct them because they cannot put in, like, 3 minutes to figure out what was revealed when or whatever. I'm not gonna put in 3 minutes to correct them, you know? Like, it just... Stuff like that's crazy. That's what made that kind of stuff very tiring. Yeah, the developing story effect, for sure. Alexa, turn on triple. It's getting dark. It was getting dark. But yeah, and then they'll use that misunderstanding as a way to be like, I don't have a reason to dislike this person, but I want to, so I'm going to use this, you know? Right? They do it to, like, a lot of people. A lot of people, you know? You low-key feel they're saying that hoping for a response? Yeah, I think a lot of people just, whenever drama happens, I see these chatters and these people, mostly on Twitter and, like, in YouTube comments, poking a streamer, poking a content creator. And I could tell that they're just hell-bent on disliking this person and making sure that person knows that they dislike them and trying to make that person feel disliked. And they don't really seem to have much of an actual purpose outside of that. You know? You can see it when you read through these comments and the way these people are. And usually these types of people come from the same communities that do this to everyone. It's these same pockets of people, and they fling this shit at literally everyone, you know? So if you have those people doing that to you, go scroll through anything that they say and you'll see them weighing in on literally everything, and they try to make everyone look bad. You know, they have like 2 people that they think are great, and then they just do this all day. So I personally find it very easy to ignore those types because I'm like, oh, that's sad. Right? And I'm just like, okay. And it's not, it's not like it's an opinion from some guy on the street who's going about his day and then turns and it's just like, ah, yes, I think this, and then goes about his day. It's someone who sits there and their entire day is spent doing this. That's very sad, and those people, are not very well, and you just shouldn't worry about it. So, I don't know. So with all of this stuff happening every time there's a bit of drama, I find it's like, it's really easy to just ignore the repeat offenders, That's just how it is. I'm not gonna say it's like easy to ignore because they do pop up everywhere, but it's easy emotionally. You know what I mean? No, there's no new drama. I'm just saying in general, every time something happens, that's the like these same groups of people come out of the woodwork, every time. I kind of feel like what it is, this is like a thought, not that I've decided that this is definitely what it is, but something that it looks like it is these people have their couple of favorite creators and they feel the need to tear down every creator that isn't their favorite. And I think it's an insecurity thing, genuinely. That's how it reads to me. It's just usually insecurity things are about yourself. In this case, it's about your likes, which is a part of yourself, right? But they feel the need to like make sure that they feel secure. So to make sure like, oh yeah, my streamer that I like is the best, they need to make sure they prove everyone else is the worst. You know what I mean? And I feel like that type of personality is, that's not great. Right? Someone talked about projective defensiveness the other day on a different topic. Yeah. It comes kind of, it's the same vein of stuff, right? At least I feel. So I think it's, yeah, right. Every fandom has it. I feel you see it so much in K-pop. Oh my God. They'll have their favorite group. And instead of just propping up their favorite group and being like, this is my favorite group, my favorite singer is this one, I like this one, blah, 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 and just speaking positively, they'll go, and it's pockets of people, it's not all of them, but they'll go and like just spread drama and like crazy shit and shit on like all these other groups, just and bring up all these topics about other people that are like, oh yeah, fuck them, they're terrible, blah, blah. And I'm like, just focus on like being positive about the one you like, but they'll spend all day typing to do that. So you definitely see it in like every fandom, and it's yeah, you said it's insecurity and some fucked up scarcity thing. Yeah, I don't know exactly like how to put my finger on it, but it's definitely that, at least in part, right? Yeah, it is that everywhere. So I think the only time it's like hard to deal with is when you yourself are the person that like random people that don't know you, don't follow you, don't care about you, just start talking about you and saying shit that isn't even true or like is super lacking context or whatever. And you're just like, do I do something here or no? Right? like it's just a weird, surreal moment. I think thankfully I haven't really dealt with a ton of it personally, but so many people around me, I've like watched them deal with this and I'm like, holy. How'd you even begin, man? How'd you even begin? Just talk about shit you like, That's all. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, yeah, we have streamers we don't care for, but keeping it to ourselves and simply not watching them is what separates a normal person from others. I feel that's the case. Like, if you don't like someone and you feel the need to express it, I feel like that only should be a thing if like they did something so bad and no one knows about it and people actually have to know about it and you are involved and you're like the whistleblower, right? Then I get feeling really strongly about pointing fingers at somebody and being like, I gotta make sure that this is known about this person. But that should also be where it ends. It's like, hey, here's the information. Drop the information and back away, Even then, half the time, it's like not worth it. But yeah, that's gotta be for like heinous shit. Outside of that, I don't want to comment, you know? Like, I don't feel the need. I genuinely don't want to. Not like I see drama or I see someone being bad and I'm like, ooh, let me not comment because I'll look bad. It's more like I just don't actually have anything to say, you know? I just don't. I remember a couple people got mad when all the Cinder shit went down, and then I was like, this is like a person doing business and fucking up, and you know, there's like a lot of this. A lot of people do this. I wasn't saying it was good. I was just trying to say like, yo, this actually happens a lot. And there were people that were like, oh, you're trying to defend and say it's like a business thing or whatever. And I was like, no. I'm trying to say it's hard to really, really like care to weigh in a lot on this when I'm just like, yeah, this could happen to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, yo, not surprised. Also, like, there are plenty of people you could make a doc like this about, especially if you take stuff, if you cherry pick it out of context, right? You probably make a doc like that on anybody. You know, like, it's just, I don't know. Especially when people are like comfortable talking to their friends in a group chat or something. Of course they're gonna say stuff that they wouldn't say in front of people that they're not close to. You know what I mean? So I just look at that and I'm like, all right. Okay, you have nothing to say. You know? I don't know. Mike stabbed me with his shitlog statue in the kidneys and stole my wallet. He stabbed me in an alleyway. I don't know. I don't know. I do think there's good and bad, you know, but I just want to stream, you know, I just want to like talk and then play some games and then talk some more and then play some games. And if I like really want to talk about something, I'll talk about it, but I don't want to ever feel like I have to talk about something, you know what I mean? I think that's really what I care about. Right? I think everyone should be able to just feel that way and do that. People are just streamers, man. They're just like really normal people that play video games and are hanging out. And it's cool to hear some people's takes on things, but like, I feel like a lot of them, their commentary or their thoughts on something is no different from just like going up to a random person on the street and asking them what they think about world events. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's so different. Everyone has wildly different perspectives. And then you're just like, what do you think about the news? You know, you're going to get some really opinionated people. You're going to get some people that don't care. You're going to get some wackos, right? It's the same thing with streamers. It's the same thing. Know what I mean? So, none of this is that important, dude. None of this shit matters. We're all gonna be space dust in a few years, all right? We're all gonna be vaporized in a billion years, so. Calling them normals generous. I mean, it's like that idea that average is pretty stupid, right? What you think of as pretty stupid is actually average. I think normal is like that too. What you think of as pretty normal is actually fairly quirky, and when someone or something seems really quirky, they're probably actually pretty normal. You know what I mean? People's idea of like normal and average is a little too high. Average person is like very capable of being very stupid. And has a lot of things about them that are probably pretty weird. And I think that's normal, you know, that's average. Right? So, yeah, streamers are normal people. You know what I mean? But they're just like a pretty normal sample, which includes some whack shit. The average person is below average intelligence is a quote I saw somewhere. Yeah, I think everyone's idea of what average is like when they do studies and they have people rate things. Like, for example, attractiveness is a good one. They do a lot of studies where they have people look at a lineup of photos of people and they rate them. And as they're doing their ratings, what they think is average is actually like a 7. But they'll call that average because, you know, social media and what you see on TV, whatever, makes you think that, like, people are on average more beautiful than they are. And then when they put up the actual lineup of, like, number ratings of people, they find that the average, they're like, this is what a 5 looks like. And people look at a 5 and they're like, I think that looks not great. And they're like, no, that's in the middle. That's average. You know what I mean? Like, they just show people, like, how their perception's very skewed. I think the, like, facial attractiveness one is an interesting one because that's just, it's very, like, vibe-based and visual. And it's people just being honest in how they feel within, like, 5 seconds of seeing a picture, you know? And so it's an interesting way to look at that idea that everyone's, like, thought of what average is like, super skewed. But it applies to everything outside of just what you see, right? Just all types of judgment are like that. It's interesting. And then people will be really average and they'll be like, oh, I'm so ugly. And they'll be like, no, you're actually average. And they'll be like, everyone's more beautiful than me. And they're like, no, you're average, actually. You know, like, they use it to show people, like, you're not as ugly as you think. You know what I mean? It's a hard thing for people to grasp, but when they can kind of quantify it in front of people a little better, it sometimes makes them feel better. You know? Reverse stunning Kruger. Yeah. I mean, yeah, trying to, like, show people how that all works is interesting. Very interesting. Wonder if it differs by generation, i.e. people less exposed to social media. I think so. I think so. Because, like, you know, in this day and age, anyone who's, like, super beautiful is probably somewhere on social media showing that they're super beautiful. Most people that are. So you're exposed to, like, all the beautiful people in the world, but so many people who look like very okay or not that great don't post themselves as much. So right, and they also don't get as many likes on their posts, etc., right? So you're gonna get flooded with, like, absolutely super skewed view of, like, only the more attractive people and things that generally look better. It's not just people, it's everything. If you're looking at pictures of houses, you're gonna get shown pictures of beautiful houses, not, like, very average homes, you know? Like, literally everything is like that. So I think everyone's idea of what the world is like is super skewed. You know? I think it's terrible. And this is why it's very important to go outside to get an idea of, like, what the real quantity of everything is, to kind of unskew that perception a little bit. At least a little. You know? It's important. But the sunburns, don't care, do it. Do it. It's good for you. It's good for you. I genuinely, like, I'm someone who, I'm not, how do I say this? I'm not super into a lot of aesthetics, right? I'm not, like, super into makeup. If my hair isn't perfect, I don't care. You know, like, it just needs to be good enough. It just needs to be good enough. But I noticed when I was working, there was one place where I worked where I did feel the need to show up looking a little better. Just because it was, like, a very, very serious, very professional environment, and, like, it just felt more competitive in that way too, because everyone was done up, like, really nicely. So I would put a little more effort in. And then I got used to that. And that started to feel like that was normal to me. But then when I'd go back and hang out with some people that are, you know, from the real world, they would be like, why are you, like, more dressed up? We're just going out to do this thing. It's nice that you put all that effort in, but we're just chilling at whoever's house. And I was like, holy shit, you're right. This, like, skewed it a little, you know? And then once I wasn't, like, working in that environment, I snapped right back, you know? like I snapped right back out of that. But, you know, the environment that you're in really, like, shifts how you see yourself as well and what feels normal to you. I feel like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, you know? And I think this is a problem with girls with makeup especially. You're like kind of expected to wear makeup because if you don't and you look a little tired because you have dark circles naturally, it's not even due to being tired. People will tell you you look tired and then you're like, fuck, I gotta cover it. So you start covering it, right? And then like it just becomes more and more and more. And girls get used to, I say girls because they're usually the ones wearing makeup. Guys can't do, but it's almost always girls, right? That like wear it daily. They get used to how they look with makeup on. So then at the end, they only see themselves in the mirror without makeup when they take their makeup off or like right in the beginning when they roll out of bed, you know, the beginning of the day. So they look at themselves without it. They're used to seeing themselves with makeup on. So when they take their makeup off, they're like, I look bad because they're normal in their head is them with makeup on, right? Instead of being like, me with nothing on is normal and now I'm just trying to look better, it becomes me with makeup on is normal and when I don't have it on, I look bad. And that's such a weird skewing, and it's kind of made me hate makeup. It's kind of made me hate it. I think it's so fun from like an art perspective and when you're just enhancing yourself, but when you get used to it, then yeah, right, it's like dysphoric. Then I hate it. So yeah, I've kind of like really fallen out of love with a lot of that stuff personally. I was never that into it to begin with, but now I have like a disdain for what it can do to people, you know, because I have so many friends that are like that where they're like, I think they look fine with and without makeup. They just look slightly better. And they take the makeup off and they're like, oh, I'm so ugly. And like, they kind of sound like they're joking, but they're not joking. Like they actually feel that way about themselves. And it makes me hate that shit. Like it makes me want to kill makeup, dude. But I still like it from like a fun perspective. You know what I mean? Like if you're just doing it for you to enhance and it's not making you hate yourself, then power to you. I think it's still fun, right? But so many people, it's the opposite. And I can't stand it, man. Because their idea of like what's normal, what's average is so skewed. Because they always see themselves with something on. And it's just, I don't know. That shit's fucky. It's fucky, right? It's bad for people. So many people you know actually look better without makeup. And the thing is that they wouldn't even agree with you half the time because they'd be like, no, but I use makeup to do this really specific thing with my face that no one would notice, but only I notice, but it's important to me, right? Because everyone has their own little issues and complexes with their face and all that. It's hard. So like, I know that I feel that way about other people. You know, you feel that way about other people, but those people themselves, they may even feel that way about other people and be like, oh, my friend looks great without makeup, but they have a hard time when they look at themselves feeling that way, you know? Cassandra stole our foreskins. Ren, I can't even begin on that shit. Sandra, please give it back. Please. She's injecting them into her face. But yeah, I don't know. It just builds all this insecurity. The idea of like what average and normal is being fucked up. I can't. You know what I hate? You know what I can't stand? I go to visit friends' houses and they'll be like, yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos about interior design and I've been like looking up a lot of images and stuff. And then I decorate it and I look around their house and it feels like an IKEA catalog. And I've noticed so many of them, or not an IKEA catalog. Sometimes it feels like farmhouse chic. There are like a couple different things it could feel like, right? But whatever genre it is, it feels like it was staged and it doesn't feel very like this has anything to do with their own personal style. Yeah, Pinterest setups or not lived in, right? And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know. Because I think back to back in the day, going to like friends' houses and stuff and how their parents had like weird, you know, some people just have a certain type of style, whatever. And I felt like there was so much more individual style. I think we're losing that. I think we're losing that because all these people take pictures, of their own rooms, their own areas and post them. And then other people just go, I want that. Instead of just like trying to figure out their own space on their own bit by bit, you know? I don't know. That shit's weird. It feels dystopian. I don't know. It makes the world feel dystopian, right? When you go to anyone's house and you're like, I've seen this house, right? I've seen this in a catalog, you know? But then, you know, I have a lot of friends that are older, much older, and I go into their homes and I walk into that space and it feels nothing like any other space. And it's not that it's so crazy unique and quirky. It's just that it's just individualized, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. IKEA is cheap becomes the norm. I get that, but it's not necessarily about choice of furniture piece. It's everything altogether, you know? It's everything. You're thinking that's why coffee houses are now gray and corporate? No, I think... This is one that I actually disagree with. So people will post... I keep seeing this on Twitter. People will post a picture of, like, old Pizza Hut or old McDonald's and how the building was, like, really beautifully decorated. They have got, like, the special Pizza Hut roof, you know, or whatever. And then they post pictures of them nowadays, and they're showing how all the fast food chains look the same. And they're like, oh, bring it back. You know, where's the whimsy? Honestly, shut up. That's one I disagree with. And I'll tell you why. Because if I want to franchise something, and I'm like, I want to open a Dunkin' Donuts, and the only building available is an old Pizza Hut, it looks like an old Pizza Hut. Do you know how much money I'd have to put in to change all this, and how much waste of building material would have to happen where I'm ripping the roof off and shit, you know, so that it, like, it can look like a normal building so I can turn it into a Dunkin' Donuts, right? All this super individualized stuff with all these buildings that's, like, extremely custom makes it hard to change anything. It's terrible. And it's wasteful. It's so wasteful of materials because these businesses often, like, franchises don't really last in an area. They tend to move around a lot. And it sucks. It sucks. So then when you have a more generic building, it's way lower cost. It's much less wasteful to just slap a different logo on there, and now it's a different business. You know what I mean? I think they should do more than the color gray. Yeah, they should repaint them probably. I would like some color. Absolutely repaint them. But I don't think you need, like, a custom roof and fucking, like, you know, these, like, stained glass lampshades that only work for Pizza Hut because they say Pizza Hut on them. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool, but I don't have a desire to bring it back because I recognize that on a large scale that gets really wasteful, you know? It's not good. It's not good. I think they should have maybe some, like, major locations that have that design style, but they don't need to do that everywhere, you know? But I'm just saying. I don't think that that's that important. I'm cool with the buildings being cubes. It's fine. You know? It's fine. Just paint them. I am tired of the gray. I agree with you on that. I'm tired of the gray, man. Any other color, please. And I love gray. Everything in my house is, like, gray, you know? I should say everything in my office is gray, including one of my cats. Like, it's just literally everything. So I get it. That's because it's my space. It's my area, you know? Millennial gray. No, I always liked gray. Ever since I was a wee bab, everything I bought was gray. What color do you want this jacket in? Gray. Always. That's just me. That's just me. You know? He said there's a Pizza Hut on stilts near you that got converted into offices. It looks goofy. A Pizza Hut on stilts. It probably looks like a Baba Yaga hut, right? I can't imagine that it looks even halfway normal. A Pizza Hut on stilts just sounds stupid. Oh, man. Yeah, it has to be, like, right near the water, I imagine. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. I see people, like, make all these posts complaining about their, like, I miss the whimsy. Why don't they design buildings like this anymore? And I'm like, I don't think anyone has the money to be doing that. I'm sure these giant billion-dollar companies do, but the people that franchise those are usually not the ones with $1 billion, you know? It depends. Sometimes they are. It depends on what business. And some businesses don't even franchise. They own all of their chains. So that's where I'm like, But even then, I don't think it does a neighborhood any good to have, like, you know, a building that's standalone that has a Pizza Hut roof. Because when that is eventually not a Pizza Hut, a small business owner is not going to have the money to get in there and be like, let me make this roof make sense. You know, they're going to be stuck with the Pizza Hut roof. And it's like... And then they're going to be like, oh, it's my burger shop. And people are never going to call it That Dude's Burgers. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, it's the old Pizza Hut. And that small business owner will, like, never, ever, ever be able to have people recognize their business as anything other than the old Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? So, I don't want the stupid Pizza Hut roofs, dude. I'm good. I'm good. Let the shell of the building be normal, and then just paint it. Just be like interesting on the inside, you know? Are you wearing an eye patch? No, it's just gunk. You have a kebab place that's an old Pizza Hut. They made the roof brown and it works fine. Yeah, but the thing is, everyone's gonna drive past and be like, "Oh yeah, just a Pizza Hut roof," you know? Just a Pizza Hut roof. It's workable, but like, you know, kebab Hut. No establishment will ever escape the stigma of crack max in my experience. Yeah. Oh man, a long time ago, I had seen there was this McDonald's that had a full play place and everything, and it had closed down because it was like very small, so they built a new one elsewhere. But this play place still existed. So many businesses tried to exist in that space, but they just couldn't. They just couldn't because it was a McDonald's play place. It was like impossible. And then, you know, people thought maybe the location's cursed, and I'm like, no, it's the building, dude. It looked like an old McDonald's, like a really classic one. And eventually a builder comes in and changes that shit up, you know, took some of the stuff that was part of the play place and like donated it to a local park so they could at least reuse the pieces, and then made it into a normal building and a little restaurant. And then that restaurant did super well. And I was like, dude, it's the curse of McDonald's, man. Yeah, crack max. It's just, I don't know. Let the buildings be boring boxes and then just paint them really nicely on the inside. Nice interior design, you know? A nice sign, perhaps. Ooh, you said an old halal place still has the McDonald's flagpole. Remember those? Oh, yeah. I do like agree with the nostalgia factor of looking back at those old pictures and being like, yeah, that was cool. That was a cool time. But it's so wasteful in the end, you know? I feel. At least I feel. Minecraft restaurant looks like a giant dirt hut. Dude. You just know if Minecraft made a restaurant that, like, kids would go crazy. They would go crazy for it. They did a Minecraft box. Did you see it with McDonald's? Find it. Minecraft McDonald's. They did a meal. You remember the Minecraft meal? That shit went crazy. That shit was so cool. And they had... Did you see the toys? Dude. They had a figurine. It was for the Minecraft movie. They had a figurine of the Hamburglar looking like a zombie. And I was like, holy shit. I actually wanted it. That's how good this was. And I never want knickknacks of any sort. Look at this. Look at the stupid Grimace slime. Dude, look at that zombie. Look at the Hamburglar zombie. He was so cool, man. Amazing. Just amazing. Just amazing, okay? The little cube burger. The chicken. The fry helmet. So fucking good, man. So fucking good. They did cook. They did cook. It was really cool. The Grimace was kind of... Not my favorite. Not my favorite, okay? I didn't... When's the Labubu Happy Meal? You know, I feel like Labubus have been quieting down a little bit. They're still around. They're still around. But I don't feel like I see them everywhere as much. They're still there. But I do feel like Labubu's got a little quieter. But, yeah, I was going to say it. There's a movie. If the Labubu movie does well, it's never over. It's never going to end. They're going to be here for 50 years, okay? Now, if the movie isn't good or kids don't like the Labubu movie, then we'll be all right. we'll be all right. But I don't know. Actually, do they have any, like, media showing it? Let me see. Labubu movie. Do we know anything about it? No, it's just a Sony movie deal. Yeah, I'm not seeing any, like, visuals that show what it would look like yet. I don't think they have anything to show yet. God. Not excited for the Labubu movie. Though I gotta say, the original art of Labubu and, like, the Hong Kong artist who has his whole, or her whole thing, he, she, not sure, I'm sure they have some cool little story relating to Labubu that people like or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of canon and it's like, it is great. I don't know. But I don't know that they're gonna go with that person's story. They're probably gonna write their own thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ruka, they give the raid. You had a toy class that had a whole lecture analyzing the Labubu trend. They said the company is allowing more places to stock Labubus, so they're less rare now, making them less desirable since rarity was a huge part of their popularity. I see. I see. I guess they were forced with, like, either accept that a fuck ton of fake Labubus are always going to be out there and leave it like that, or just go for mass production and, you know, deal with it. Yep. You thought Labubus were lame, and then you went to Uniqlo the other day. The art was so cute, and your opinion wavered. I've always said it. I fuck with the original art. I don't like the Labubu doll because I don't like his face. I just find the face ugly. Like, that's all. That's all. I don't like his stupid little eyebrows. The mouth is whatever. I don't really care about the mouth. It's like his eye and eyebrow area looks like shit, in my opinion. But then I look at the drawn version and I'm like, oh, Labubu, you know, like, I don't mind it so much. There's a lot of charm to, like, the OG comics and stuff, but yeah, I just don't like it, like, as a doll. I just don't. No thanks. But that's just me. That's just me. Some people find some things cute, I guess. Labubu's not. I think if the little, like, shape of him and the idea of what he is good. If his face was just cuter. I just don't like Labubu's face. A lot of folks like that they're creepy. They don't give me creepy cute, though. There is creepy cute out there. They just give me, like, stupid brow bone. I don't know. I don't like the way his brows look. I don't know, man. No thanks. The colors are kind of pretty. Yeah, the overall design of, like, it's like a dude who looks like he's in a onesie. Right. It's just like a little fluffy guy. It's fine. It's cute. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's just the face. It's just the face for me. No thanks. What if Labubu wore makeup? I'm sure there are people who've painted their Labubu's faces. You could probably put lashes on a Labubu, you know? You could. A celebrity freak out when they saw Labubu or something. I'm sure that happened. I have no clue. All I remember is I saw this video. Some guy posted a video of, like, I want to say his grandmother, his great aunt, someone. She's like a very old woman who, her mind's slipping a little bit. She's not all there, but she's not the worst yet. She doesn't always talk too much. She doesn't speak great English. She just kind of sits there and is there. But she likes Labubu. so he posted this video where he's like, you know, Baba, whatever he was calling her. And he like hands her a Labubu and she goes, Labubu. and she just like is like petting it. She's like, oh, Labubu. And the way she said it sounded so like rich and luxurious. And I don't know why Labubu. She loved Labubu. She loved it. And she didn't say a lot otherwise. So he was like so excited that she loved this thing so much, you know? So he's like, I got your Labubu for you. She's Labubu. I need to I don't know where I would ever find that video. But if anyone finds it, this old woman, she's sitting at like a dining room table and her younger grandson or great nephew or whatever just hands her a Labubu. She starts petting and going, Labubu. like treating it like it's so expensive. If any of you find it, please post it in the Discord, because that video, whenever people say Labubu, I always think of that. I wonder if I could find it. I don't think I can. Let me see. Oh my god, I like found it. Oh, it's his 102-year-old grandmother. Yes. Yes. Yep. Did it go viral? Yeah. I don't know when I see something. I don't know if it's something that goes viral or not, because I see videos once and then like that's it. I disconnect. And I usually don't see them on the original platform they're on. So like I don't know what isn't viral half the time. I just know what I've seen. Here. Okay, you hear her? She's like, yes. That's how she said, la boo boo. He's so sweet. Okay. I'll leave it there. Okay. La boo boo. I love the way she says it. And she's got her nails did. She's 102, but she's got her nails did and her hair done and everything. She looks nice, right? She looks good. She looks put together, luxurious. And then she just says, la boo boo. I like that she likes it so much, you know? Yeah, happy for her. Exactly. La boo boo. I don't know. I just think of that lady whenever anyone says the name. I think of her. Sounds like she has a German accent or something. She okay, not to get morbid. She looks like she maybe has had a stroke or something in the past, because she definitely has like use of her face, but like one half a little differently, and you know, like maybe it's just old people musculature or whatever. Could be anything. So there's definitely like something affecting the way she talks. But it could just be age. Could just be age. Could be anything. When people get old, it's a multitude of factors at that point. For sure. Yeah, she is 102, so I wasn't gonna say anything. I think there's nothing wrong with like just observing, right? And just being like, this person is very old and they sound like this because there's something going on, right? Like, that's totally fine. I feel like some people feel like they can't mention anything about anyone's appearance ever, or how they speak ever. Or like if someone has a speech impediment, people will like go out of their way to never mention it. And I understand not saying it in front of the person, but yeah, observing and judging are very different. If someone's like, oh, which John? I think it's okay to be like, oh, John Q, you know? He has a lisp. That is a descriptor, right? You're not making fun of John for having a lisp. You're just like, you know, the one with the lisp. It's the same way you could be like the one with red hair. The one with one arm. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind at least, it's just a descriptor, the same way anything else is. You know? No one's like, stupid, idiot John with his one arm, you know? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think people have gotten like really afraid to talk about people in just a purely descriptive, objective way, because when you say anything about anyone, people will like freak out. They'll freak out and be like, how dare you notice what they look like, right? But it's fine. As long as you're not using it in a bad way, it's fine. It's all right, you know? Chloe Radcliffe. Oh, yeah. I've seen her. Yeah. Well, she can poke fun at herself, like, super heavily because it's her, you know? For sure. Anyway. All right, I want to do just some, not all of them. Some offerings. I want to review, speaking of observing stuff. Speaking of observing. I want to look at some offerings. Let me get them ready here. Not gonna do all of them. We have a lot. We have a lot because the backlog was definitely moved up from the break existing, so some of these will be a bit older. So I'm just gonna do them every Sunday, bit by bit, and catch up. I'm not gonna sit here and do all of them because they're gonna take hours. if I don't go super fast, which I could just go through them pretty quickly. But I know myself. I'm gonna be realistic about myself. It will take me more than 2 seconds per offering to look at. So, there's that. I've also started having us just very lightly prune out some. So if you put something in offerings and it does not end up in the slideshow, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We're doing it to control the number. It doesn't mean you get no points though. You will still get points from things that are in the chat when people do the salute react to it. Like you'll still get your points for it, so don't worry about it. But you know, sitting here and rating every single thing on stream sometimes will be possible and other times not, just depending on how much is in there for that month. So instead of telling people like, fuck you, you get no points, you know, it might be pruned from what's seen on stream, but that doesn't mean that, you know, you're not getting points and we hate you or something. So just noting. If you ever put something in here and then it doesn't get shown, don't worry about it. If it was something that was not allowed, we might like tell you. You probably get like a mod ticket telling you like, oh, there's something wrong here. But if nothing's horrifically wrong, don't worry. So like pruned out of the offering channel just from the stream. A bit of both. So some stuff always gets pruned out of the offerings channel if it's just like not something you're supposed to put in there. But some things will just get pruned off of the stream, but they'll still be in the channel. All right. Just because like for this, because I took that long break in October, that means we have like a fuck ton of October offerings that I have to do throughout, you know, November. So it's like, you know, it's a lot. So at least for this month, I was like, okay, let's just definitely like leave some just in the channel. Anyway. Oh, this one. Okay, so I have this loaded up for when we do the next, wow, word escaping me. Cobblemon. So it's my Minecraft skin, but with a Cobblemon, a Typhlosion onesie. Which is good, because I want this, because there are going to be more Cobblemon servers. There are going to be plenty more, and I may request this more in the future, too. I really like doing like an update. It doesn't have to be a fully new skin, but an updated version of a skin every time I'm on like a new server or I'm doing a new thing. So I'm gonna keep putting up quests for these whenever something's happening, you know, and there's like, if it's Cobblemon, okay, yeah, we'll go for the Typhlosion onesie. If it's something else, maybe we'll go for something else, etc. So I'm gonna do more of that because a lot of people liked making Minecraft skins. But this one was from Zoingo and I really liked it. Actually, let me pull up the points. Hold on. Boom, there you go. I really liked it. I'm gonna use this one. So thank you, Zoingo. I'm gonna give you a solid 100 points. 100 points. Thank you. Thank you. I also was gonna contact a skin maker, like a really good Minecraft skin maker, to make me a new custom skin, because I want like a really good one, just a refresh on the one that I have. And I find that some of the skins that I have, people have tried to fit like every element of my outfit, my main outfit, onto a Minecraft skin, and it's just too much for the number of pixels that you have. It's just too fucking much, you know. So I was gonna have someone who's like really good with making Minecraft skins maybe make a like simplified base version. It still looks correct, but like adjust it, you know. So that will be done, and then when I have that, I will post that so that you guys will be able to take it and you know, go through and like make edits if you want to make, you know, here's a spring version, here's a version for whatever the fuck, you know. I thought that would be nice. Yeah, it definitely needs to be narrowed down. It's not meant for a Minecraft skin, this outfit, right? So Yeah, I'm gonna find a really good person for that and have them adjust it. There is, I know one guy who did like a bunch of skins for like Evbo and those sorts of people that I've been, you know, in Block Wars with. So I'm gonna go to some of them and be like, hey, it's time. And then you guys will have a new base, like a new face and whatever to build off of. But yeah, thank you, Zoingo. Duckwitch did the Gengar one. I kind of like this one because this one also feels like a sock. You know what I mean? Like a proper Kigu where it's just like a body sock. I like this one too. Let's do it's less detailed than the last one. The last one I gave 100, but there were 2 variants. So maybe let's do 80 for this one. 80 for this one. I do like it though. Yeah, it does look like Gengar's like eating my head, which is kind of funny. I like it. Nucky. Nucky, are you trying to block the stream? Do you want to get on my lap? Hold on. Hold on. Ugh. Cat on stream. Nucky, come here. Come here. Ugh. Okay, there we go. He's such a big boy, man. He's not even fat. He's just huge. Just a tall, long cat. Ooh. Wait, I have to grab this from the Discord. Offerings, sales, asset, as requested. Hold on, I gotta grab the PNG. I did request this. I was like, when we do offerings, I should probably get like a little lemonade stand sort of thing. Lucky, can you stop sitting on my keyboard? You gotta. I'm dragging it back into my lap. He, really loves the new really flat keyboard. And he keeps trying to sit on it. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna like it. Okay, hold on. I'm looking through the Discord to find it. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. God, there's so many offerings. There's so many. There's so many. Hold on, hold on. And as an idea, just so you guys know, like the kind of stuff that we might, there we go, found it, that we might prune, out. I'll finish my sentence after this. Jesus. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Bite. Jesus Christ, for the 5 more billion subs. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. If you got hit with a sub, say thank you. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be rude. Say thank you. Well, I appreciate that very, very, very much. Hold on. Oh! That's a big image. That's a big image. Thank you, Bite, again. Holy. I'll take it. Oh! Thank you for the 35 as well. What's happening? Is it my birthday? What are we up to? Is it to hit a number? 5,000. Are you kidding me, dude? I know that's over like a long period of time, but still. Still, man. Thank you. Oh my God. That's insane. If you or a loved one have been given a subscription by Mr. Biden, you must say thank you. Legally required. Legally required. No, you're fine, Lynn. Well, I love it. It's great. It's great. Thank you so much. Gift subs for everybody. Yippee! Woo! Seta, thank you for the 5. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, use the new gifted emote. I know we always go, ooh, you could keep doing that, but I got a gift emote and everything. Look at it. It's Boris. You're just, honestly, Bite's just trying to pay to win. Let's be real. He's just trying He actually hates all of you, doesn't want to give any of you subs, and he is just trying to get points for his faction. Don't believe his lies! Don't believe his lies! Because this is a pay-to-win community, and you can attempt to pay to win if there are too many artists on the other faction. Just saying. Anyway, Lynn, thank you so much for the little stand. It's beautiful.
Juiced it! So I juiced it!
You gotta juice it if you want to win. You gotta juice it. No, I understand the desire to hit the round number, though. It feels so good when you hit the 3 zeros, man. But thank you for this, Lynn. Lynn, I'm gonna give you a solid... Let's do 90 points. Let's do 90. Thank you. Ooh. From Bouts of the Blind. This is this is Boris with his little forklift. Little forklift with the Gurch on it. Is he forklift certified? Mr. Boris, I didn't know. I guess he is. I guess it's canon, you know? It's now canon. He's forklift certified. I'm not, so somebody's got to be, okay? Borklift. Borklift. Let's give this 100 points. Thank you. It goes to the Monsters faction. Oh. Oh, yeah. Bornana asset and a Bornana emote. Ooh. That's real good. That's real good. New Boris skin. Bornana? Bornana? Hold on. I'm grabbing this from the Discord right now. I'm grabbing it right now. Okay, Bornana suit. Let me get the emote. Okay, hold on. We gotta try it on him. We gotta try it on him. Let's bring Boris out. Give it up for Boris. Hey. There he is. Okay. Now let me get the image. Let me get this. It's gonna be huge. I gotta shrink it for him. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Let me tailor it for him. Almost. Maybe we gotta get it perfect. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's real nice. Oh, wait, he holds the so gold. There we go. That's real nice. Look at that. Oh, I love that, Lynn. Thank you for Bornana. Thanks for Bornana. And I have the emote. I have the emote, so we can put that in. But I'll have to do it at a different time. I have to figure out if I need to do it as 7TV or not. Probably 7TV. This shit's beautiful. Oh my god. And don't forget, if you want to make Boris an outfit, you can anytime. You just gotta slap it on him. You just gotta slap it on him. And that's all. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Let's give it 130 for this. 130. Beautiful. Next. GEEGA in Brazil. Another smashy banger? GEEGA in Brazil, what would she do? My god. This is actually what I did in Brazil, by the way. This is what I did when I went there. Because I totally went there real and true. Physically was definitely there for real. 100%. It's true, I was there. Yeah. Pork. Yep. Yep. I actually own all the cartels. Beautiful. No, I love this. Let's also do 130 for this one. Let's do 130. This shit's a banger. Banger. Oh, I saw this. I don't think we have other images of it. Saw them elsewhere. Someone was making like a 3D model. This is a 3D model that is moving and rigged. I gotta say, let's do some hair plugs. Other than that, really well done. Really well done. I don't think I've seen it in motion, so I don't know if they, for the most part, just pose it. Yeah, bald. But I was gonna say, yeah, it does feel like something from a really old game, but it was like, you know, their big cutscene moment, right? It gives me that vibe. It gives me that vibe, right? It's a lot of fucking effort, dude. No, it's good. It's good. I like it. Let's do 150. This is a lot of work. Let's do 150. PS1 cutscene. It's like when you would play an old Final Fantasy game, and the game kind of looked like shit in gameplay, but then a cutscene would happen, and you'd be like, "This shit's like a movie," you know? It's like that. I dropped Giga in the freest Galagos in W place that I could find from one of Giga's Twitter screenshots. Not really art per se, but I hope you enjoy it. Oh, it was when W place was huge. You see? I actually didn't check in. I don't think anyone really mentioned it outside of this. If anyone was trying to put me on place. But there it is. There it is. We were there. W place feels like ages ago. It was a while back. I mean, like I said, a lot of these were ones that would have been reviewed in October. But I wasn't here for most of October. So I was just on break. So now we're reviewing them in November, and that's why I'm gonna do them every Sunday so we can catch up. I like it. I like it. Let's do 70. We'll do 70 because it's, you know, just kind of copy paste it in. But I appreciate the effort. So 70 points. Beautiful. Next. Ooh, oh. Haunch Crow onesie skit. Oh, I do like Haunch. I like this. I like the funny little claw feet. That's good. I wish you could put the hat on, but that'd have to be a separate accessory. I wonder if I could get a custom one. I gotta ask. It looks good. It looks good. I like it. Haunch Crow, good choice, because I do love Haunch Crow. Let's do... do 80 for this one as well. We'll do 80. Back reminds me of your half-sword playthrough. John Shitman. From Sam Squanch. Never skip leg day. I like, there will be, so there's like the dichotomy. Some people will draw the girls and they're like, she's so sexy when she wears her outfit. And then someone else will be like, she lifted her. she be lifted. There's like two camps of people. It's never not funny. I like this. This is funny. I like this one. Sam Squanch, let's give you 120. 120 for this. Thank you. Don't forget the girls, the Factionettes, have their own tag on Twitter. Own tag. So if you want to post art of them, put them in the Factionettes tag. We also have a Twitter just for all the Trash Mob stuff. So if it's in that tag, we can see it and retweet it. Do not forget. It says, my day be so fine, then boom, wife guy in chat. Hold on, I gotta move it. Oh, I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. Everyone will just be here hanging out. I'll be like, oh, what game did you play yesterday? And you'll be like, oh, I played some Minecraft. And then some guy's like, yeah, my wife loves Minecraft. And everyone's like, oh, man. My wife loves this meme. Yeah. Dude, what about the husband gals? We got those too. We got a lot of those. I'll say something, I'll be like, yo, dudes not shampooing their beards all the way. And then someone will be like, oh, my husband never shampoos his beard right. And I'm like, oh. So we got a husband girl. You know? We have so many of those. Chat, my wife is laughing so hard at this offering. No! Shut up! Well, Hen, thanks for this. It's great. I'm giving you 100 points. I'm giving you 100 points. And yes, I will make mention of it, Batten. Thank you as well. We are doing a dating profile review next Sunday. So for all of this week, if you want to be a wife guy, or a husband gal, or maybe a wife gal, or a husband guy, you can submit real profiles only. You could submit pictures of your profile, and we will go over them, and we will tell you what to improve or whatever. The form is up. It's on the Discord. It's in the announcements channel. Go do it. Do it now. My coin a little different. You painted it. Really? You included a video of yourself spinning it? I think it looks cool though because you have the iridescence. You can really only see it like that. Right? No! Go back. You can see it. They removed the pin part. You know, I did hear whisperings of a good number of people that took the pin backing and just ripped it off. I know it's not a full challenge coin. It's a challenge coin pin. If you want a full challenge coin, I could just make one, guys. We don't have to rip the pin backing off. You could do that too. But like, if there's enough ask for it, I could just make a full coin version or something, maybe. You know, you don't have to rip the pin backing off. Yeah, didn't read the description. Well, there's a good number of people that thought that it wasn't a pin, it was just a challenge coin, even though the name of the item was challenge coin pin. Let's, you know, read, but yeah, just saying. I could just make one if you really want one, if there's enough interest. No, Audrey's, we're not definitely making one. I'm saying if there's interest, then I can make one. Maybe. But I think people are more likely to want the pin version than to use it as an actual challenge coin. So we'll see. But if enough people want it, then we could do it. Anyway, you painted it and you put this thing on the back. You know, I miss, let me move so you can see it. You put this thing on the back. This right here. I do miss, so this symbol kind of like was a graphic that was on my my eye patch for my warlock outfit. And I miss that outfit, but the design of it doesn't exactly match like me right now, you know? So I want to rework it. It just wouldn't work right now, but I do like the outfit. I miss like the color scheme and stuff, you know? I do miss it. I don't know, I'll figure something out. I liked the vibes of it a lot. Anyway, I like this, but what did we give a lot of points for it? All he did was paint it. But the line work was nice, so it's not like it's shit. I'll give 40 points. I'll give 40 points. A little something. If it was a shitty paint job, I would have given you nothing. But you didn't fuck it up, so that's good. That's good. GEEGA as president of Brazil. Why am I the president of Brazil? I visited some people. Now we're making me the president. Good lord. 50 points. Yeah, MS Paint vibes. 50 points. Also, why is this hair coming out of the back of my head? I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm not gonna ask questions. For context, NASA's letting you put your name into this URL, Artemis, and then they will put all those names on an SD card inside Orion when they launch the mission in 2026. So this person got the mob army their own boarding pass. Brother, you got scammed. No, they actually will do it. They actually will do it. Damn. Do you think they just throw it into a CSV? How do you think they do it? They say they put it into an SD card. Are they all images like this? What do you think they do? Well, either way, we're going to the moon, okay? And all shall know. All shall know. And I think, you know, whatever image file they throw in there, it's gotta be a text file, right? Whatever data they put in there, it's going to eat the rest of the data and become the strongest. It's gonna become the dataler. Anyway, thanks. Cool. I'll give you 40 points. I'll give you 40 points. I'll give you a little something, something. Is the moon not gone? Or what, the tuna? There's no context. It's just a smug emote and the hot dog flip. And Artemis going, let's go, Joey Chestnut. I fucking love Joey Chestnut, dude. Here, I got rid of the stand, so we'll go here like this. I love Joey Chestnut. I'm a big fan. I love competitive eating, man. Competitive eating is my favorite. Honestly, I kind of want an outfit that's just this. Maybe we can't have the Nathan's logo on it. You know, maybe we gotta, like, make it legally distinct. But I want an outfit that's just this. Me when I'm a fan of anything. Right? And then whenever a new thing's happening, let's say I'm watching LCS, I could put, like, my favorite team on there, just slap a PNG on it. You know? The Joey Chestnut's doing his thing, we slap the Nathan's logo on it. It could be pretty good. It could be pretty good. Nathaniel's. I like it. I have no negative or constructive criticism to give at all. 0. It's perfect. 90 points. 90 points. Thank you. Ooh, my offering for the September villain poses. Yeah. September theme, I wanted villain poses because everyone kept JoJo-ifying me all the time. And I said, fuck it, let's lean into it. I like it. I like it. You know, I wanna thank Lynn for one thing in particular, guys. This fabric is hanging down like normal fabric. Thank you. Lots of people draw it like out and rounded, like it's stiff, like it doesn't hang, if that makes sense. And it's because, I get why. It's because on the model, it's like out a bit so that it could be animated to move, you know? Because if we didn't draw it out a little bit, then it would not be able to, like, move properly like that. But canonically, it's like, you know, it hangs down like fabric. So thank you for, like, drawing it the right way. Yeah, it's just that we like, pretend there's a little wind in it and we just made it a little wider, but it gets drawn, like out sometimes, you know? Thanks, TK. Very cool. There's a little blood stain? Yeah. It's not supposed to be red at the bottom, but it is. It's just blood, dude. Anyway, I like it, Lynn. Thank you. It's beautiful. 140. 140. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh! Oh, I was gonna say, is this Noro? But then I saw Ray, and I was like, but this looks like Noro drew it. But then you said, drawn by Noro. I guess it's a commission. Yay, okay. I saw it, and immediately I was like, Noro drew this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I actually kind of wanted to ask Noro to make like a little nugget like this, but it's a model. I kind of wanted one, but I already have a chibi model, so I don't like need it. I don't need it, so I like it as is. Maybe we'll make it a sticker. I love it, Ray. Thank you. Thank you. Art commissions count just as much as you drawing your own art, for the record. Thank you. Let's do... Oh, could make a good Fugi, maybe, yeah. Let's do... 110. 110. I love it. I love it. I love Noro's art. Noro designed me. Well, it was my OG design done beforehand. Ow. Sorry, I'm like adjusting my legs and smacking my knee all over my desk and shit. Noro went over and did like the modern version, the upgraded version for the 3.0. Not my model artist though. I want to clarify. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, yay, Noro did a thing. Thanks, Noro. And then someone in chat will be like, yay, model artist. And I'll be like, no, no, no. Designer. Because Zan drew my model. You know what I mean? There's like 1,000 people involved. So I just want to say that. I just want to say that Zan drew this. And then Janny, he did the actual outfit art and everything. So Zan just drew the base. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and it's all credited below anyway. But I just want to mention it. Anyway, I love it. 110. Thank you, Ray. Ooh. Oh, it's that mug. Don't talk to me until my coffee is here. Stupid fucking mug. Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. Ugh. Well, the outfit's great, okay? The outfit's great. I look like a Pokemon professor, right? Right? The angle, I think drawing in this kind of perspective would make me want to throw up. Like trying to draw anything at this type of perspective and not have it look like shit. I would just like throw up on my desk trying to execute this and not hate it. So great fucking job, dude. This shit's so hard. So hard. I can't do it. I crash out every time. I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Thank you for leaving a glove on my left hand. Appreciate it. Let's do 150. 150 for this. I like it. I like it. I have no complaints. My most favorite video. You guys know the one. You know the one. Hold on, getting the audio. Never give up. Just listen. VOD watchers, get fucked. I love this. He's like, it's minus 10 degrees and I'm harvesting clams. Never give up. Yeah. How cold was the water? He said it was negative 10 degrees. -10. He was like, look at me. I'm out here. It's -10 and I'm harvesting Asiatic clams. Just work hard, dude. Never give up. It's perfect. I like Cat. I love everything Cat draws, dude. Cat, thank you. It's wonderful. 150 points for this one as well. 150. It's so good. It's so good. Never give up. Oh. Okay, I'm like kind of covering the answer side. It is spoilered in the Discord. My first time offering something. You made a crossword puzzle. You made a crossword puzzle. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it later. I'm gonna look at the answer sheet, and I'm gonna see if I hate any of these. No, I have no reason to flame you. I'm checking. I'm double checking. Okay, I see who you listed as gayest mod, number 8 across. This could be debated. This could be debated. But you didn't list somebody as gayest mod. All right, all right. Not bad, not bad. I see nothing wrong in the answers. Chat, I'll let you do it on your own for the most part. Let's give you a solid... We'll do 50 points. We'll do 50 points for it. Where's the lie? We got plenty. Yeah, gayest mod is like an actual tough competition here. Unironically. Oh. Oh, it's Boris eating his big bits. Crunching on his bits. Dude, he loves bits. I don't have one of those old-timey bits jars because it's just Boris. You just don't see it. You ever see those videos where they, someone puts like a treat on top of a dog's snout? And they're like, wait, wait. And then they say to the dog, they're like, go. And the dog just goes, bah! And like just super fast, like pulls its head back, opens its mouth, crunches down on treat, and is right back where it was. I like to imagine that Boris does that with bits. Put it on his nose, he just goes, bah!
Eats up our beautiful Bornana.
Right. I just imagine that he just like instantly like snaps his mouth and they're gone. Yeah, one frame. I love those videos. I used to do that with my dog, my old dog back in the day. I'd put stuff on her snout and then I'd be like, go! And she would just go like, whoop, and just whip her head around and eat the treat. And she would do it so fast you couldn't even see it. You could not see it. She was insane. But she was also a border collie mix, so she was, you know, she was fast as fuck, boy. She was fast as fuck. Anyway, I love this. Big bits. I'm gonna give this... let's do 110. Let's do 110 for this one. Thank you. I watch you on YouTube and you always have great advice. I need help to make an important decision. May I ask you, please? It's about my job. Go ahead. I cannot guarantee that I'm the right person to ask. But myself and or chat, someone between us might be. Next. A Shinkawa study, also known as the boar who sold the world. This came out so good, dude. This came out insanely good. Insanely good, dude. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. My God. My God. It's really hard to do studies and be able to work on someone else's art style like that. It takes so much discipline to draw in a way that is not how you normally draw. Genuinely. So I know that shit's painstaking. Painstaking trying to get used to that. So very good. Very high effort. We're doing 150. 150 for this. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's one of my most favorite artists as well. I have a lot of his art. I have a lot of the Metal Gear art books. And then I have a lot of his art in the form of posters and stuff. Like a ton of it. A ton of it. A lot of the OG stuff just on my walls. I love it. And it's cool because like other people that don't know anything about video games could be in here and then be like, oh wow, this is a cool piece. And I'll be like, yeah, it's just like a painting, you know? And then in my mind, I'm like, that's, you don't understand. It's Big Boss, you know, but I don't have to explain it. The art style's cool enough that, like, people who don't know what Metal Gear is will be like, oh, it's a cool painting. You know? You can, like, pretend you're normal. I'm a Cobblemon dev. Want to enter into the game. Still a whip. You know, models you commission this, so you could put it in. Look at that. And then follow post, they finished the code and implemented it. Look at that. Oh, it's a Cobblemon companion! Huge. I'm gonna bother Abe. I'm gonna be like, Abe, when you do your next thing, if you do your next thing, or maybe Sai, I'll bother Sai. I'll be like, hey, I need you to add this. I need you to put it in the mod pack. Please. That's crazy. Look at its little walk animation, too. Oh my god. I love this. I love this. Let's do 150 for this as well. 150. Thank you. It's from X-Cavalier, and that's for the Undead faction. Next. B Aura so he can fly with the mobs. Is he a Minecraft bee? But not square. Yeah, be yourself. Be yourself. He's beautiful. You know what? I feel like a little outfit that makes him look like a bumblebee would be cute. Oh, wait, the person's question is in. Hold on. I did say ask away, so don't delete this paragraph. Okay. My job pressured me to fire me because they don't have money. Been there, done that. I had a permanent position, so it's kind of illegal that they forced me to accept and go by mutual agreement. But I said yes because I didn't want any problem with them. Now they're trying to keep me, to send me on a mission where I could get more money and them as well. But I was already ready to leave and I signed everything. I had a new position paying way less, but in a company I love. I don't know if I should leave or stay. I don't have enough. I'm not you, right? So I don't know. I don't know, like, what the right move is for you. You say you had a new position paying way less, but in a company you love. So, if it were paying, this is just my personal thoughts. Yeah, if they're paying way less, but they can guarantee they can pay you in perpetuity, that stability might be really valuable to you. And I was going to say that, Blazing, like, if this one already ran out of money once, who's to say that's not just going to happen again? And if you love that other company, is the work environment better? You know, that's great. Do you know that it's going to be like that? No, you might get into that new environment and be like, actually, I don't love this, right? That's still a gamble, but it sounds like they were willing to do, like you said, it was illegal in the way they tried to let you go. I don't fuck with that. The moment they're willing to do something that doesn't follow what you have signed on paper, you cannot trust what's going on there. That's bad. That is bad. Then again, they're paying you way less potentially. So like if that makes it harder to live, that, you know, obviously pick the thing that's going to allow you to live in the way you need to. But yeah, if they're willing to do something that's like pretty basically illegal, like you said, to let you go, then no. Especially it sounds like it's through coercion and stuff. I don't fuck with that. So I personally would be like, yeah, no. But that's just me. That's just me. Because, yeah, right, they might make you take a pay cut later. They might not do the paperwork properly on all this stuff and then like fuck you over in some way. Yeah, they could do it 1,000 times again. And clearly they don't seem to care. So you should assume that they will do it again. Not just that they could. Assume they will, you know, when you're trying to make that decision. But yeah. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. But I would just say the trust is broken. It's a no. It's a no. For me. Back to Bioris. Hope that helps too. I like it. We're going to give him 60. 60 points. Also, thank you, chatters, if anyone weighed in. Appreciate it. I don't mind when people ask me those questions, but like, you know, it's good to hear from multiple people, not just one. Next. Cookie says, this came to me in a vision, so I commissioned Smashy for a little mob collaboration. Having failed to offer the general a satisfying sandwich, the monsters and creatures recommended the undead try something from the poop town. Dude, I don't know what was fucking wrong with people, but there was a period of a couple months where like people only in the undead faction kept just posting pictures of sandwiches they made as offerings. And like one guy did it first and I like roasted the sandwich, and then other people took that as a challenge to be like, oh, I could make a good one. I'll put one in the offerings chat. I didn't want pictures of fucking sandwiches in the offerings chat. Like, you know what I mean? And they just didn't get it. They're like, oh, it must have been a bad sandwich. I'll put like, I'll show you like lots of sauce on it. You know, like, that wasn't the problem, dude. It was that putting a sandwich in there is fucking stupid. They did that shit for months. They did it for months. Oh, man. Anyway, banger art. That's the context if you're like, what is this about? Banger art. Banger art. It's cute. Why they gave the creatures 3 teeth? Oh, man. Okay. I'll give this... Let's do 130. 130 for this one. That... Dude. It wasn't even an arc. It wasn't an arc. It was like 4 people not listening to rules. And then we left them in there so they could get just flamed instead of like, you know, quietly pruned. I must have been talking about the Star Force collection, and that's why this was drawn. Giga Man Boris Force. I really like Mega Man. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool. I always wanted like a Net Navi outfit, and I actually have sketches of one that one designer made for me. And I decided to not go with it because I was just like, well, maybe in the future, but not for like one of my first few outfits or something. Like, you know. It's also like so close to another IP that I was like, maybe if I worked with them on it, but you know. But I do have the old design somewhere. And it looked pretty cool. It looked pretty cool. Favorite Battle Network or Star Force game? That's tough. Favorite? Battle Network 3, actually. I think it would be Battle Network 3. Anyway, I love Star Force. I love Star Force. I'm gonna go play through all of them at some point. So good. So good. I think Mega Man Battle Network was really good. And a lot of people saw Star Force and didn't like it at first because it like changed the perspective of the field, and it just wasn't exactly Battle Network, and people were like, I want 18 of these games. You know, which I get. I understand. I was one of those too. But I still gave Star Force a fair chance, and I really ended up liking those games. They're just their own thing. But I recommend them. They were all DS games. They're really good. I like Giga Man Boris Force. I'm gonna say... How about... Let's do 130. I'm gonna say 130 for this. I like these. Star Force 3 went crazy style. Love the noise server. Yeah, Star Force 3 was insane. The first two were still good, but like 3 was so much better. So much better. Better. Next. Ooh, cyberpunk setting. Look, it's the girls. Did you notice it's the girls? What is the cyberpunk setting for a while? So challenge yourself to follow through for villain pose month. Oh, they're going for villain pose month. I see. I see. I see what you were going for. I like it. I thought about doing like outfits that are more... So it's everything that I've done so far is like heavily within a fantasy theme or medieval-ish, or, you know, just something within that vein of stuff. And I was like, oh, I should probably do something more modern, but I just haven't yet. And I thought about, what about never doing like regular modern, only doing like that or futuristic? and then I was like, what if I did a cyberpunk theme outfit? But then the more I went with it, the more I was like, it's so hard to nail down, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's so hard to nail down because there's so many different aesthetics within that. So it's tough. But I like seeing people like concept out what it could be because then it gives me ideas, you know? So it's nice. It's nice to see. Friendly reminder, stretch and drink water. Yeah, remind us to breathe too. I might forget. But I like it. I like it. I'm going to say, I also really like that you included the girls with their own outfits. I'm going to say, let's do 150. Let's do 150. This is also like fully backgrounded. I liked the, you put like graffiti here. You can see even like little graffiti Boris and stuff. Like it's all custom for this. Very high effort post. Very high effort post. Bouts of the Blind. More imposing, villainous, spooky art as requested. Yeah, because we were getting into like all the October stuff. Is this me when it's the blood moon? Is this the Zelda blood moon? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's good. You like the long hair? Check it. Boom, there it is. Boom. You thought it was a planetary ring, but it's your hair? Yeah, you thought. You thought. That's attention to detail, dude. That's attention to detail. You know, it's the hair. It's the hair, dog. It's the hair. Anyway, I'm going to blow up the moon. Little did people know that that's what was coming that month. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Ganon posed once again. We always get Ganondorfed. No complaints. No complaints. Let's do 150. 150 points. All right, just a couple more before we play some games. Said, I think she'd be an ostrich. Yeah, so this is when I played Ratatan. And I was like, oh man, what would my like Ratatan OC look like? Because there was always, it's a little character and they're all, not all, they're mostly based off of some sort of like animal vibe. And then they also have an instrument that they play. So Squid said, I think she'd be an ostrich. That's so fucking stupid. And why is my head like the shoulder? Dumb. I like it. It's a banger design. It's a banger fucking design. Okay, I'm gonna say, and I would be playing a cello for sure. I'm gonna say, this is a 100-pointer. This is a 100-pointer. I like that. I like that. By the way, Ratatan is so good. I didn't play any more of it on stream because I could not concentrate enough to lock in and play that game properly and stream it. Impossible. Impossible. It takes 5,000% of your brain usage like to play that game. As you get used to it and you're used to the controls and the patterns, it's not nearly as bad. But when you're like still getting used to all that stuff and you don't know all the fights yet, impossible. But I played the fuck out of it. Really good. One more. It's the same person that drew the professor looking one. Had this idea during the Shiny tourney. Boris and Boris was kind of on the nose, but funny enough, his design had similar color palette to Wes's design from Colosseum. That's true. Wait, that's actually true. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I actually kind of wanted to get... So I was thinking about this. I was like, would it be weird to get an outfit that... If there's a game series that I know I'm going to be playing forever, should I get an outfit that, like, is inspired by... Not a one-to-one, but is inspired by that game? So that, like, every time I play something related to that game, I can whip out that outfit. And, you know, Pokemon being, like, one of the most likely for that. Yeah, I also have, well, the Monster Hunter outfit is different because that was like a direct sponsorship with Capcom that I did. You know? I'm talking about doing one outside of that because I don't foresee the Pokemon company sponsoring me. They don't sponsor anybody. You know? So if I wanted that, I'd have to do it on my own. I'd have to be, you know, inspired by. But I was thinking about it because I was like, it could still just be like a crazy good outfit on its own, you know? Yeah, it'd have to be legally distinct. But I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have myself holding like something that is exactly a Redemite Pokeball, you know? Like I'd have to adjust stuff around so that I was being, you know, doing right by them, but I think about it all the time. I think about it all the time because I love Pokemon. We always end up playing Cobblemon and things like that. So, maybe one day in the future, maybe one day. Anyway, I love this. Also, the Emboris looks crazy. It looks so good. It looks so fucking good. Easy. Let's give you... You drew like 2 whole characters, so I'm going to bump it up. Let's do 180. Thank you very much. 180 points. 180 points. It's beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. All right, and then we'll bookmark it there. Bookmark it there, and then let me see how many I went through. What are we up to? That was about 30. Okay, yeah, we'll have more next week. We'll have more of these next week, and to remind again, we also have posts in the Discord in the announcements channel. We're doing a dating profile review. Okay. So I wanted to actually mention that and just mention a couple of the rules real quick. So it's something I wanted to do because it would be fun, but I want to mention a couple things. Number 1, it's just going to be images. This is not a dating application, okay? This isn't a stream where you're applying to date anybody else or anything like that. You are taking your actual dating profile that you use out in the wild to catfish people. No, to catch people. And you are taking pictures of that and sending that in. And we're looking over those, okay? All right, it is a profile review. It is not an application. Got it? Number 2, these dating profiles have things like first name, pictures of people, whatever. If you want to redact any of that and have any of that not shown on stream, you have to redact it. So you have to take a black rectangle and put it over your name, or an emoji that you slap over your face in the pictures, or whatever it is, okay? That's on you to do. If you don't do that, whatever's in there is just going to get shown on stream, okay? So just be aware. If you have multiple profiles from different sites, you can like put those all in one and send them in as well. Try not to send something that was like 10 years old and you've never used. Try to make it one that's at least been in use recently, or within the past like couple of years, you know. Obviously you have to follow Twitch TOS. We are gonna show stuff on stream, maybe use it for videos. Just be aware. I wanted to make a note. This is for content. Be absolutely prepared to like get judged in some way, shape, or form, okay? All right? I think you all know this. I think you all are very aware that if shown, everyone's not going to be like, wow, everyone's a supermodel and looks perfect and I have no criticism. The whole point is we're reviewing it, you know? So that means not just me, but the whole chat may type things about it. You may not get upset and freak out if someone's like, I hate that guy's shirt. Okay? If you wear a buffalo plaid shirt, red and black, and someone's like, Lamau, you look like the brawny man, haha, you can't be like, don't call me the brawny man, and freak out and start crashing out, okay? All right? Don't call me the fucking brawny man, dude. If you put this stuff up here for people to look at, they're gonna talk about it, okay? Just saying. Just saying, all right? But that's it. The rules are pretty simple. You're just gonna throw everything into one album. One album and just send it in, and that's it. Alright, that's it. Alright. Okay. I wanna play some games. On that note, I wanna play some games. I just wanted to try a couple like indie games, things that I haven't really like. They were on my list and I meant to try them, but I didn't. And there's one that came out recently that I really want to try. I really want to try, and I'm so glad we have the banana outfit on Boris right now because it was literally made for this game. Yeah, I know, Rat. I know. I have to say it, Rat, because I watched like a couple other friends do things similarly to that. Not exactly dating profile review, but like similar stuff. And sometimes someone would put their pictures out there to be seen on the stream, and then a chatter would be like, I don't like his beard that much. And then they'd be like, and they'd freak out and start posting everywhere about it. And I'm like, dude, you know, not everyone's gonna love everything, you know? People weren't even shitting on them. They were just like, not the right shape for his face. Like they were trying to like actually tell him what to change to make it look better. They weren't even telling him he looked like ass. They were just like, I don't know if that's the right shape. It makes it a little too round. He should try this. So I just feel the need to say it just in case.